Felipe, but then he's just like, if you took Joe Kays and just condensed him into like a 5'4" guy, that's just like.
I'll be your host today, Harry Bruce. Craig's currently in Bali. If you want to check him out, check his Instagram at Craigs. He's living it up at the moment.
Yep.
He's balling. We got co-hosts Elijah Neacham and Benetti.
How's it going?
Very familiar faces. And we're joined with by no one other but Luke Pavillard.
Hey.
How you feeling, Luke?
Yeah, I'm doing good. I'm glad to be here.
Yeah.
I think we talked about getting this done for a while, but we kept pushing it off. So glad we're finally in there.
Yeah, it's very exciting to have you on here. Obviously, you're heading to Pro Recco. It's pretty exciting.
Yeah, I mean, still doesn't feel real. I think like once I'm over there, once I'm settled in, once I'm around all the boys and like training and stuff, like it'll feel more real. But it's still a bit like, fuck, I'm going to play for Pro Recco.
Are you playing in the game against UCLA?
Yeah.
Shit, yeah.
So
When is that?
I just posted it. Like, fuck, I'm terrible with dates.
September.
Yeah,
early
so
September.
so it's
I think.
like everyone has to be in Italy on the 27th. I'm getting over there a bit early because I got to go to the post office, do some stuff for my visa, and then we're only there for a day, and then we go straight to New York, and it's like 10 days in New York. So we play against UCLA, play against FTC, and then obviously training in and amongst it.
Fuck yeah.
That's sick.
All right,
Yeah,
we'll get straight into it. So this segment's going to work. We're just going to talk about Pav's early childhood all the way to where he is now. So segment 1 is your origin story, early birth.
The Luke Pavillard origin story.
So what age and why did you get into water polo? Like, where did it come about?
Oh, my dad. Like, dad was a rugby player in mining industry, and he was out in bloody Kalgoorlie and knew some guy. He was a swimmer, so like he would be doing laps, and somehow his mate convinced him to come down, and he gave it a go. He was doing some country stuff, and he actually did like a tour with Arrow as his coach, with Pete Fezaks, with Andy Taylor. They went like a trip to the States, so like he like knew the Melville people. I think at one point Jared Neesham David actually wanted Dad to move to Perth and play A grade back when like A grade was like fucking
Big deal.
yeah,
It
big deal.
mattered.
Yeah.
But he was committed to work, so he couldn't do it. And so then we moved out to. So I was born in Kalgoorlie, but moved out to Perth when I was pretty young. Was kind of doing every sport. I played soccer, played cricket, played footy. Did some golf lessons in there for a while. But I think that lasted about literally 2 days before they kicked me and my brother out. But I was 13 playing cricket in the summer, and Dad wanted me to try polo, and was not really into it. But Damien Kelly actually had a chat with him, and he was like, mate, look, you can either be out sweating your bloody hole off on a cricket field, or you can be in the pool. And I was like, okay, I'll give it a go. I kind of joined a little bit late, and so it was maybe like 2 months before the 14 season started, and it was just training down at Bicton, and fuck, I hated it. Absolutely hated it. Like didn't know
Really?
anybody. I was like, it was like that lane polo skills shit where you just go up and back. Like didn't talk to anyone, didn't know anyone, and like fucking absolutely hated it. Like didn't really get along with anyone, and just the whole time I was thinking, fuck this, like don't want to be doing it. But Dad was like, stick with it. And then 2 months later, played our first game against City Beach or whatever at Challenge. I think it was like final score like 8-8, and I scored 5 or something like that. And it was just like, fuck, I'm hooked.
It's
Like,
an easy 5.
no, as soon as it's like, oh, okay, like I fucking like dominating people. Like it's fucking fun scoring goals. And then from there, it was just history.
Yeah, I feel like age 12 is super late. Like I feel I got into it when I was like 7.
Oh, I was 13. So,
Yeah,
but
I didn't start playing until I was 15.
What about you, Elijah? You were probably like 5
14.
14.
I would have thought
I
you
grew up
would
in
have been
Broome.
earlier.
I grew up in Broome, so I didn't play any. There's no water polo up there.
Oh, now there is. I think it's like starting to.
Yeah.
Yeah, country polo.
Country
yeah.
polo.
Country
Yeah.
polo.
That's right. You and your gymnastics
Yeah,
back then.
used to bully me.
No, but it was.
Like every training session.
Can we get an answer on that?
All right, guys.
So DK, was he your first junior coach?
No, so he knew Dad, and then he was kind of convinced me. But I think my first junior coach was like Togo Levy, like Jake,
Oh, yeah.
Jake's dad. And then Stefan Bench's dad. I don't know if you guys, but like had a few. And then, well, actually, no, my first coach, because the way it worked was like, because I was under 30, like I was 13 and I was in the under 14s B team. So it was like under 14s when it was 95s. The B team was all 96s, and I did like the first half of the season with the 96s, but then they bumped me up to the A's, and so and that was Kirk Bauer was the coach. His kid I can't remember his name. Gabauer. Anyway, Matthias Gabauer's dad. So he was our coach for under 14s, and then finished out that season. But it was shitty because like my brother was born 94, so I would do that. It's like I would be 13. I would do my under 14s training, but then right after that, the under 16s trained, and my brother would train, and my dad would just be like, "Fucking stay in and train with them." So like I would start, and I'd just be doing 3 hours training like 4 or 5 times a week, and it's like that's why I hated it because I'd play against guys that were older than me. Ooh.
Yeah, come in, Pete. That's fine.
There we go. Mate.
Technical difficulties.
And we're back.
No, yeah, so I would do like my own age group, and then I'd train with guys that were 2-3 years older than me, just get the shit kicked out of me. But then once I made it through 14s, and then obviously Tom Ho took over as the coach.
Did Tom try to get you to Aquinas? Because I know you went to All Saints, but
Yeah, bloody oath he tried. So like, so I
didn't try with
played.
Benetti though.
Yeah,
I was already there, mate. Didn't have to.
Yeah, what was it? So in Tasmania for 16 and under club national championships, this was born 94 age group. I was obviously born 96, so like a couple of years younger. We played that tournament and we won. So with the born 94s, we won, and then they announced the born 94 national squad, and then I got into that. And so then I started training at Wace, and so I was training 6 mornings a week at Wace.
Would have been 16.
14. I was 14 when I started Wace.
And is that a trainer or a scholarship at Wace?
I was train on, so I was doing. So at the start, I was only doing the pool sessions, and then after a couple of years, I started doing the gym. But so it started with that, and so then at that point, that was when Tom tried to get me to come to Aquinas, and I was already doing 6 mornings a week. I was already doing 5 afternoons a week. I was doing 4 hours on Saturday, sometimes we do 2 hours on Sunday with Tom. And he's like, come to Aquinas. And it's like, mate, like, I'm already doing water polo at every other opportunity I've got.
Yeah.
Like, and so mum and dad were kind of like, let school be the one place where you kind of get away from it.
Yeah.
Zone out a bit,
Smart.
yeah.
I mean, in hindsight, like, I think it probably would have been cool to go there, but
Yeah.
get a
So
music scholarship.
Yeah.
14 years
That old
old,
chestnut.
Wace, and then I believe you were 16 when you made your debut in 2013 for Mariners.
Yeah. So when I was 16, I did Mariners debut, and then also with the national team. I was 16 when I played my first game for the Aussie Sharks.
Holy shit.
That was in, I think, December. There was like the BHP Billiton Super Series, and I think I played a game against.
Was that at Challenge?
In the
I
outdoor
remember
50,
that. Yeah.
yeah.
Oh my god.
What was the Aussie Sharks team looking like?
Back then, it was like Richie Campbell, Reece Howden, Jono Cottrell. You had Salad in goals with Clarkey, other goalie. You
Any
had,
Mariners players?
Yeah, that was Younger. That was when Younger was there. I think Swifty was in it. I think you had Sam Quinn was coming to camps. You had you had
Joe Kays.
Joe Kays, I think, hadn't quite got his citizenship yet, so I don't think he was doing national team stuff. I think he was just playing over in Europe. Yeah, I mean, and then like a few other, like AJ Roach was there, like kind of all the usual suspects for like the guys that were in the national team for the next cycle and a half. But so did that debut, played well. I think I scored.
Who was that against?
That was against the US. I think I scored 2 or 3 in the debut.
In the debut. That's huge.
Yeah, and then
At 16.
no, it was funny. Like I remember, like I played it up. Like we had, I think it was against like the US, and then I think I can't remember exactly what year, but I know there was Croatia was there as well. Like I remember, like 16-year-old playing on bloody Sukno, future coach. Like, but they were fresh off a Olympic gold medal, and so they were there, and for them it was a holiday. Like they was taking the piss, and so they didn't give a fuck. Like, 16-year-old kids trying to press them, and it's like, mate, leave me alone. But so did that, and obviously played well, and then into the National League season.
Yeah, so I've got here the 2013 National League team. So in goals, you had Slady, Clancy Neesham, Tim Cleland, Mitch Ainsworth, Nick Redbond, Jaden Smith. I think that's Cody Smith's brother.
Correct.
How was he as a player?
Oh, we talked about it before we started, but yeah, he so my memory of Jaden, because so he was born 93. Their born 93 age group was like insane. They won. So I think before the Born 93s, 16 and unders was always a state competition. And so the Born 93s was the first year that under 16s went to club. And yeah, like they won the final by like 10, 15 goals. And Jaden was, I think he was always like MVP, best and fairest for that age group when they had like guys like obviously Luca, Altieri there, like Sam Powers was there, Tom McKinnon was there, like names that probably no one has any clue, but
No, they're all ringing bells.
they're ringing bells. Like they were really good. They were really good.
Did Mariners win a flag in 2013, or was it 2012? Was that era?
I can't remember when they last won. Like I've never won one with them. Like there was always kind of injuries or people kind of coming out and in.
Would have been 2012.
So
2011.
I think 2011 would have been the last year they won.
2011.
And then
2026.
Then you got Timmy, Quinny, Swifty, Fano, Jared Gilchrist.
Gilly. So was Victoria. So I think that was the year where Lawrence went and played for Victoria. Danny Lawrence went and played for Victoria, and then we got Jared Gilchrist.
Did a switch?
Yeah.
How was he as a player?
Yeah, he was a weapon. Like, I mean, I think he's still playing. Like, he still played this season. He was bagging 5 goals a game for West, like not training. Like he's he's so good. And like as a junior, like I mean, back then, like training on him at Waste, he just fucking kicked the shit out of me. Great.
Yeah, and then you got JKT. Is it obviously a year older than you,
The
right?
king.
Juniors. Were you guys in the same team a lot?
Yeah.
16s,
So
18s.
so for under 14s, so like he played for UWA.
Really?
And so in the under 14s
Makes sense.
club championship, like was in Perth, and we played City Beach in the final, and they won. They beat us, and then the next season, Bully switched clubs, and so then like all through 16s, 18s, 20s, we played the same team. Obviously, states as well.
Good question. Who would win the MVP title? You or JKT if you're on the same team?
I think I always got it. There was one time. There was one time that he got it, and I mean, obviously, I think it's easy to remember some of the stuff that went on with that guy. But I mean, as a polo player, he was pretty amazing. Like, especially through juniors, like he could do it. Like he was a fucking far better swimmer than I was. He had the assists. Like he could give a dime. I think he just kind of got a bit wrapped up when he didn't score the goals, because water polo is one of those sports where if you're not scoring the goals, you can kind of get overlooked. But like that guy's value, like he was an amazing player. Like,
and then you got Altieri, Richard O'Halloran.
Yeah. O'Halloran.
Has he always been Mariners, or
that's actually, I think
he's not lefty, is he?
No, he had a Richard. He had a brother. There was another O'Halloran, Nick, that was a lefty.
Someone's playing in the Christchurch team. That's O'Halloran.
Yeah, it's Nick. I think it's Nick.
That's Nick.
Yeah.
And did they both go to Sharks, like Olympics?
Yeah. Oh wait,
Not Olympics.
No. I think
Any of them?
Nick lefty. Wait, fuck! I can't remember which is the older brother did national team stuff. I don't think he ever went to the Olympics. No. But I think he might have played a world champs, and the younger of the brother, I think he just did Mariners and kind of never made it further than National League.
Then you got McKay here.
Yeah, Will.
In 2013, he only played 12 games and scored 3 goals. That's a pretty shit ratio.
Unlucky, Will.
But back then National League, like with Arrow's coach, it was like you had to fight for like every minute of pool time, and Arrow loved like obviously you kind of saw it with the girls this year. Like if he doesn't trust you or he's not certain you can do your role, he's not going to put you in. And as like a young guy trying to kind of like make a name for yourself in the Mariners back then, when it was like you got Cleland back when bloody Beadsworth was in his last year, like when you had you had all these guys, like why would Arrow give you a run when he could just let those guys play? And he was like that. Like he was
exactly
like
right.
that.
I remember I was having a conversation with Clancy, and he's like, "You're so lucky that you even get game time." Because I remember me and Leach, we started when we were 16, 17 in National League as well, and we got a lot of game time when we're versing shit teams.
Yeah,
and he would be like, we would verse shit teams, beat them 30-0, and the young guys still wouldn't get in.
Yeah,
as Arrow's coach.
I remember I think it was the last Tom Hoad Cup before obviously it got canned, and this was right before Danny Lawrence went to play for Vic. It was already announced that he was going to play for Vic, but he was still playing for Mariners for the Tom Hoad Cup, and it was like I was on the bench, Will was on the bench, Bully was on the bench, and it was like, hey, you've got this guy who's not even going to be with the team for National League. Surely you give the young guys a run. It's like, nah, like Loro played, as many minutes as any of the other guys, like as he wanted. And it was like, it would be sparing. I think like I got in once, I like gave a pass, like over the top, like bit of a dime and then goal. And I was like happy and young, and Arrow just fucking sees me smiling, sees me laughing. It's like, get the fuck out. Like,
So,
that's not the fucking attitude you have.
Was that your first goal in AWL?
AWL, no. So my first goal in AWL was a penalty. I think it was against Hunter. It was like end of the third quarter, something like that. Again, like didn't really play much in the first half. I gave the pass, Swifty gets the penalty, and it's like, all right, Luke, take it. I think we're already winning by 5 or 6. Somehow sit up, double bar in. First goal, National League, double bar in.
Baby.
And obviously
Somehow.
I'm like, happy with it. Like, and then straight away, Arrow sees me smirking, sees me happy. Fuck, get out.
Yeah.
All right.
Can confirm, does say 14-6 against Hunter and Luke Pavillard 1 goal.
Yeah.
But I'll just finish off the rest of the list. Jack Collier and Dave Saboon. And the reason I read that out is because I got a question. Out of those players, the older players, is there any older players that had a massive impact on your water polo career or like led you into playing more? And
Well, I think the obvious one would be Timmy Neesham. I don't know if you said his name, but he kind of played here and there and kind of came back as he was needed, and he played, like, always found a way to get up for another season.
Yeah.
He was, before Davis, he was the king of the 1 year contract.
Yeah, up until like 2019 as well.
And so right before I made it into the National League squad, I remember playing B grade with Timmy, with Hody, with Christian. That was like with Loro, with like Harry Miller, like all these like older Petra Sice, like playing in this B grade team. And it was great because I was just this young guy coming through, and obviously they saw a bit in me, so they were just like super encouraging. But like, but at the same time, you're playing with Timmy and Hody, and Timmy's doing these backhand cross pull assists to Hody, who's like how to do like, stuff like that. But Timmy Neesham was great because he'd actually like take the time to be like, hey Luke, like when you're in this position, like you can grab here, you can like kind of teaching you the stuff that if you're just in a team, no one's really going to take the time to give you really specific like feedback on how to defend a drive, how to protect yourself from the counter, how to generate half a meter in transition, like all that stuff. So he was like amazing, like having Timmy as like, obviously how many, 3-time Olympian? Three, like,
and obviously he's a left-hander as well. So a lot of resemblance there, and he can teach you a lot.
And then Jack Collier was one of those guys that he's a lefty as well, and straight away it was just like so friendly, so like welcoming, so like didn't make me feel like I was just this young guy that had to carry the balls and speak when spoken to. I think when you look back at that team, there was definitely this hierarchy of like, if you haven't proven yourself, like keep your head down and like work, and anytime you get an opportunity, make the most of it, because you don't know when that opportunity is going to come again. So having even just a couple guys that were like really wanting you to take on opportunities, or taking the time to give their feedback when it's there, it's like I always felt that was awesome. I try to just soak in as much of it as I could.
Did you guys have any questions about his AWL career when he was starting out?
What was your favourite era of Mariners to play in? Because you would have played in a few by now.
Yeah, honestly, I'm gonna name drop a guy here that I think was pretty instrumental of just like making probably like one of the best cultures I've ever been. Like best cultures in the team would be Tommy Pryor. Tommy came into the team, and I think, not to like say that how it was before was bad. I think there was like a lot of respect built into the team, but there was definitely a pretty big divide between the older guys and the younger guys.
Yep.
And it was like they would all do their own thing, and we'd do all those things. And like once you got in the water, it's like no one cared about that at all. It's like, we're all trying to win, we're all trying to improve, and it's like any of those guys would pass to any of the young guys if they were in that opportunity. But like definitely out of the pool, it was like you kind of felt like, all right, I'm going to hang out with these guys and they're going to do all their own thing. And I think Tommy came into the team and just kind of shattered that boundary, and before you knew it, like everyone was doing everything together. And after every session, every Tuesday, pizza pints at the lefty, or like stuff like that, like organizing stuff outside of the pool, and just like really becoming a team.
The big Labrador working his magic.
Yeah, like, and I have so much time for Tom Pryor, and anytime I see him, it's always a pleasure, because he's, I think, so good at bringing like a good time and bringing the best out of people. So yeah, I'd definitely say that kind of 2014, any time I was back while I was in college up until like 2019, like any times. Like I remember being in the States and just seeing all the fun that the guys were having back here and just fucking getting so homesick. Like,
Yeah. Who is he now? DJ Loyal? Tommy
Right,
B?
yeah, I'm sharing the pool with him this year again in Phantoms.
Oh, for fuck
Yeah.
We'll see how that one goes. I don't think Rob's too happy about that.
Yeah, I heard. Damo
missed
brought
the
it up
meeting.
the other day. Yeah, we've got like me, Damo, Marshy, and probably Gunnell going to Phantoms with like Pryor,
Fucking Cody Smith and shit.
Cody
for
Smith.
what, for A grade? Or
Yeah, Powell,
May as well get fucking
Luke
Aaron Aaron there as
Rautieri,
well.
Clancy. Like,
Like, I mean, I think at the end of the day, like if, you know, you guys are all still available for National League or like, it doesn't really matter where you're playing. It just means that from A grade, more guys are getting an opportunity for
that's
the,
what
for the
I
Freo.
reckon as well.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
so we've got
True.
quite a younger team now in terms of like every single player. So you've got to have some teams that bring the younger players up and give them their shot.
Yeah.
And it gives an added benefit that we just get to go play with our mates.
Yeah. I've got one more question on this segment. So looking back now, 12 years on since you first made your debut for Mariners, what advice would you give a 16-year-old Luke before that debut game in a Mariners cap? You've sort of already answered it with soaking it all in with the older boys, but
Yeah, I think when you look back like at that team and just the caliber like across the board of the players that were involved, like yeah, every opportunity you get, make the most of it. I think for the most part I did that. I don't look back on that with too many regrets of like I wish I did this, wish I did that. Like I think I was extremely fortunate for one to have those players around me and to have a coach like Arrow. I think I really do respond to having someone that's like going to demand the best from me. But yeah, I think I don't look back on that with any regret. I look back on it with like just like great appreciation and what's the word? Gratitude. I look back on those times with a lot of gratitude for like how my polo career started in the first 3-4 years in terms of from like the caliber of coaches I had, from the caliber of like players I had around me in my position and in other positions that I was playing on. So yeah, I think make the most out of any opportunity, which I think for the most part I did, and just never take a backward step, because I think polo is one of those sports where if you're timid or if you're shy or if you're scared, like you're not gonna get anywhere.
yeah. So obviously you've been through a lot of coaches, AWL specifically. Who do you think your favourite coach was?
Oh, like just for National League or the
Just
course
for
of my
National
whole-
League, I reckon.
I think I still think it's Arrow. Like when I think about like Arrow just knows what he wants and he's going to demand perfection every time. And if you're present and you're paying attention and you listen to what he says and you implement it, like you're going to improve and like you're gonna if you do that, he's going to like he's like paying attention to him pays dividends in the sense that like if he sees that you're paying attention, he sees that you're taking it in, if he sees that you're implementing what he's doing, he's going to give you the opportunities. But there's nothing that he just gives you. It's all you have to earn every second of it. And yeah, like I said, I think I've always been the type of type of player, that responds to someone on my ass, someone that's like fucking doesn't accept me even taking a second to rest, you know.
Yeah, I love that. Every guest we've had on here, Davis, Gunnell, I think Tom Hurd even, and Rue, have given a starting top 6 all-star team for the Mariners only.
Yeah.
Can we get that from you?
Okay, I think
Starting 6, every position.
starting 6.
Just
okay,
Mariners all time.
Yeah. So I think you got to put Joe Kays at centre forward. I think you got to put Pete Tomasevic at centre back.
Yeah.
Not to my own horn, but probably put me, Timmy Neesham.
Oh, that's deadly, yeah.
On the left-handers side, and then right-handers.
It's tough.
Obviously,
isn't
you got to go younger. I think that goes without saying. And then all time,
it? One more, is it?
yeah, I think I'm pretty biased, but I think you got to put James Fannin. I think James Fannin, like,
Crafty.
yeah,
Fucking
he's
that one.
just absolute lethal with the catch, top cross cage, top corner, but also just like great swimmer, like great team player, like did his role like within that system, was like amazing. I think, but I'm biased. Like I didn't really see much of Danny Lawrence, who probably can make an argument for like
So many good players down there.
Like, I think you could definitely make an argument for Clancy Neesham in terms of like just the amount of effort, the amount of like how important he is to the team over such a long period of time.
Yeah.
Like from being a junior to obviously developing into a leader within that team in the more recent years.
Yep.
I think you can make an argument for Will McKay. Like I think when I think of that side, after you obviously put Younger in there, I think it's got to be Fano.
Yeah, Fano's still playing in our Wesley comp at the moment.
Yeah, I had him
Every Wednesday
strapped up last time, mate.
Early you went off
Pardon?
against you guys, 8-8 it was.
I refereed that
Did
game.
ya?
Really?
Yeah, literally last not
fuck?
Wednesday 4 days ago. The last Wednesday I refereed it.
I was in Bali. So.
I told him anything you do, I'll give you a kick out.
Did you play BD? Why not?
I wasn't there.
I can't remember. I had something on.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
All right, so we'll get into your USA career. You went there in 2015. I think you were 19 years old. Is that correct?
Yeah, correct. So
Pretty young age to go to.
No. It's actually like I was a year older.
Yeah, did year 12 over 2 years, hey?
Yeah. So after what happened? So after our 18 and under world champs in 2014. So my mate Tim Reeves, like really, really good friend of mine, he went straight from there to the US, and I stayed another year. And so then obviously a year later got there in 2015. So yeah, I was doing my high school, doing my year 11, year 12, and like maybe like halfway through the year, or no, even like a quarter of the way through the year, like after the first term, Polo like wanted me to be taking like half a term off to go with the 93 national team. They wanted me to be doing senior team stuff, and I was like missing heaps of school, and I was like, fuck, like want to do it, but like I'm a average student at the best of times. Didn't apply himself was the big feedback.
Easily distracted.
Yeah. So the school was like, they offered that it's like just to cater to the eastern states as pathways. Like we call it year 13. I think that a lot of other places in Australia call it pathways, where you do an extra year of year 12. So I split my year 12 over 2 years, so 2013, and then my last year of high school in 2014. But then I had another year where I just kind of worked and had like a gap year. That's how I marketed it to the parents. Like, just let me stay at home. Don't let me pay rent. Let me just get on the piss every weekend. Like. So I got there in 2015, and it was actually really interesting because NC2As is like, fuck, I don't even know, like their laws and everything that goes on. I swear it's just someone throwing a dart at a board of like who gets to play, who doesn't. Because it was like, when I was trying to get eligible, like eligibility is this huge thing in college. Like, are you eligible? And so when I was trying to get eligible, we like did all these petitions and stuff. And so basically the NCAAs were like, so in college, in America, you do 4 years of high school. It's like freshman, sophomore, junior, senior, you do 4 years. So I did 6 years because we do 5, but I did an extra year.
Yep.
And so they were like, all the classes you did in that 6th year don't count. You've been in high school too long. They don't count. So it was up in the air if I would even be able to go to college. And so
they didn't have enough credits.
Yeah, so like you don't have enough core courses and you've been out of school. So we did all these petitions. And so when I was waiting to see if I'd be able to get eligible, there were 3 options. And it was like, option 1, you are completely fine. You can train, you can play in your first year. Option 2 would be like, you can't play, but you can train. And then option 3 would be like, you can't. My first year there in 2015, you wouldn't be able to play. You wouldn't even be able to train with the team until you get above a certain GPA. And so that's ended up what happening. That's what ended up happening. So my first year, like I wasn't even allowed to be, or my first semester, sorry, I wasn't even allowed to be at the pool. Wasn't even like allowed to do anything. No, so I just just basically had to like get my grades above a certain GPA.
So were you still on scholarship for that? Or?
Yeah. So still on full ride. Still like living in the dorm and stuff, and like would go to the gym. Yeah, I mean it was UOP. It was a pretty small school, so the parties weren't great. Like you don't go to UOP for the parties.
Gonna ask some questions about that, but
yeah, we can get into that. But yeah, so I think typically the rule is like you need to hold above a 2.0 GPA to be eligible to play. But they said to me I had to hold a 2.5. And that first semester, like, I was considering all I had to do was school. Like, I think I ended up with like a 2.53. Like, I like just scraped through. And I think there might have been, I think there might have been a bit of like, can you bump his grade up, please? But
Just come on.
yeah, come on, give me that.
It's pretty intense balancing academics with high level water polo in the US.
Especially on a full ride. Pressure.
Yes and no. Like the one thing that like I am really not the one thing, but one of the things I'm really glad that I went to UOP for was like you go to these other schools like a big school like USC, UCLA, whatever, where there's like 40,000 students in each of your classes. There's 100 students. You're just a number. Like this teacher doesn't give a fuck about you. Like UOP, there was like 2,000 students on our campus. So in every one of your classes, there's only maximum 20 people. And then on top of that, like a lot of the other sports were performed pretty poorly. I think we were there was only one other team, I think women's volleyball at the time, that were ranked nationally, and we were like ranked 4th in the nation. So like to put it crass, like we kind of were the best sports team on campus. So like teachers knew who you were and they like wanted you to succeed. So like they were really good with like, like if you rocked up a bit late for training, or hey, if you need a bit of an extension, like the teachers really wanted you to pass and they like wanted to help you. So there was like a lot of one-on-one feedback. There was a lot of tutoring. There was a lot of like, it wasn't just like, all right, Luke, go get a 2.0, like go get a 2.5. Like if you don't get it, you fail. It was like a lot of support, which I think if I was at a bigger school and I didn't have that, I don't know if I would have made that GPA the first year.
Were there offers from the bigger schools like that, or what was that sort of like?
Yeah. So the way college actually all came about was I was playing a National League game and we'd played Sydney Uni, and after the game, this guy named Jeremy Davies, who played for USC, he approached me after the game and was like, hey, like I went to college in the US. I still do a bit of recruiting. Would you be interested in talking to the coach Jovan about going to college? And it wasn't on my mind at all, but it's like, fuck, like I'll listen to, I'll hear anything, like it's a good opportunity, like why not? And so I started talking to Jovan. Around about that time, kind of word got out, and so a guy that I played 494 World Champs with in Perth in 2012, Matt Skinner, he was over there at UC Irvine. He reached out to me and was like, hey, would you be interested? And then Tim Reeves, who, really good friend of mine, he was like, fuck that, come to UOP. And so I was talking, I never really took the Irvine offer seriously. I don't think I ever even talked to the coach, but it was there. And so I was talking to James Graham, who's the coach of UOP, and I was talking to Jovan. And Jovan at one point asked if I could send him a recruiting video, like a highlight video, and I like didn't have any video of me, and I couldn't be fucked. I couldn't be fucked. And I just never responded to his email. Meanwhile, James Graham. So I don't know if you guys know the name Matt Turnbull. So he's a Canberra guy. He played at UOP, and he kind of similar to Jeremy Davies did some recruiting, and he told James like, "Fucking, you get this kid." Like, kind of stuck his neck out on put his reputation on my name, and then so James just didn't even ask for a recruiting video, just kind of laid out the offer. And like between that and like it wasn't just that, it was the fact that the UOP was always around that 4th ranking.
So they were always good.
They were solid, but they just had never quite beaten the top teams. So in 2013, was it 2013? In 2013, they came second. They lost in the national championship game against USC. But I really liked the idea of like going to the underdog team, not just going to the best team and then just being like, okay, now we're going to win, like going to a team and like trying to make some history, trying to make something happen. On top of that, like going there with Tim, who's like I said, like really, really good friend of mine. So I liked the idea of like trying to go in there and trying to make some history. So, yeah.
So obviously you spent 3 seasons at Civic.
No, 4. I was there. I played 4
seasons.
Yeah. So
scored 248 goals for your career, multiple.
248. Where did that rank all time? Do you have that?
Not sure, but multiple All-American honours as well.
Yeah.
On that, as that was a massive part of your junior career, would you recommend a pathway for Aussies to go over to US and do the same thing you did?
Yeah, definitely. I think it's becoming a lot more normalized now, and not to mention, like, I think water polo is growing. In the US, water polo is growing faster than any other country in the world. Like, water polo is just like going to the moon in the States. Like, it's typically always been California is like the hub, and if you're not from California, you're kind of like, all right, no one takes you seriously. But it's just
Pacific's California. Right?
Yeah, Northern California,
Stockton,
baby. And so, but it's like popping up way more on the East Coast, way more in like Texas, like stuff like that. It's like it's just popping up, and it's like like you see it now, like at the 20 and under junior world champs, USA came second. Like they're junior, like they're really like they're a lot more people and players are like getting into it, and like their junior
kid's
development.
name that's
Good
fucking
programs.
beast.
Dodd.
Dodd, yeah, the Dodd, both of them,
Fucking
Dodd brothers,
weapon.
like they're good guys as well. Like
You've played against both of them?
yeah, I
obviously?
played like obviously we've trained and played against the US a lot this last cycle, and like if
Do they look the same?
they're like I mean one's a couple of years younger, but yeah, they're
Good playing with a brother, man.
yeah, speak from experience. No, I would 100% recommend it. I think so yeah, and I think the great thing about going to the US is like you can get out of it what you want. Like if you're like a good player that wants to go and develop, you can go to one of the top schools and like you can play really good polo. If you want to like get like a crazy like really good experience out of it, you can go to maybe like a bit of a weaker team, but like you could be in New York and like you're living in New York and like you're on a ride playing for like a team like Wagner or something, where it's like, okay, you're not gonna win anything big, but like you're gonna have an awesome time. Or you can like, if you want to go to a really prestigious school, like and you've got good grades, you can go to Brown and the water polo can get you through there like that. Or you can if you want to like have a really good experience, you can go to like Santa Barbara or something where you're still playing water polo. Like it's not just like, oh, if I'm not good, I'm fucked. Like you can really like make it what you want. So, and I definitely would recommend it.
Wow. What other National League players do you know that went to America?
Oh, like heaps. Like especially around the time that I was there, like there were heaps over there. So Gordon Marshall was playing at UCLA.
Oh, yeah.
So Matt Skinner, like I said, he was playing for Irvine. Tim Reeves was playing there.
Luka Krstić.
Yeah, Luka Krstić is there now.
UWA keeper.
UWA keeper.
Freeman.
Yeah, Freeman played for Long Beach. Bloody Joel Dennerly and Clarkey, who was team, they both played for USC, won multiple national championships. Nick Porter for USC, both Blake Edwards brothers. Blake and Lockie Edwards both played for USC. Merchett played for USC. I think there's
Where is Merchett from? I've always
Croatia, originally from Croatia.
Okay.
Yeah, so like heaps, and I'm probably forgetting Kieran Wallahan, who was in my Ball 94 team. He played over there.
Yeah, wow.
And I'm for sure I'm missing probably another 3, 4, 5 that off the top of my head that would be a pretty obvious one. So it's a good pathway to like get to train and get to look who it is.
And just recently, obviously Rui de Souza played for the Fremantle Mariners.
Yeah,
what a fucking weapon of him in World Champs as well.
Yeah, highest goal scorer.
All those names, top 5 are just unreal. Dusan Manic is among all those names is amazing. But how did you meet him in the States?
No, I actually didn't.
Really?
So my last year, so my second last year, we got Bogdan Jerkovic, who was the centre forward. He drew the most exclusions at World Champs. He scored like 41. The next was like 30.
Dude, that's a fucking good stat.
Yeah, and
I want to see my stat on that for
Shut
I reckon at one point down to
For and against.
At one point down to Big Ten Bars, we were versing Hunter or something. And I look at the bench, everyone's fucking rolled. And I turned to, I think it was
I'm pretty sure it was me.
Yeah, I turned to you and Obi's dad, Mark Oben, and I'm like, you see all these fucking players over there? I've kicked them all out.
Yeah, that was me.
I did that.
No, so I was there with Bogdan, and then the next year, so my last year, 2019, we got Jeremy Cote in, who was another Canadian, and he's playing for Sydney Uni. He played for National, like great guy, like most explosive, like fucking throws the shit out of the ball, like, and great guy. So then we had those two, and then I graduated, and then Rue came. So we missed each other by a year, and then obviously we were here getting ready for the National League season, and we were figuring out who. We're skipping forward a little bit. We can get there, but in once obviously this last season, he was. I think he didn't have much luck getting a team in Europe, and then he wanted to come over. I think he reached out to John Hedges.
Okay.
John Hedges, another guy that played national. He played at UOP with me, and so then it just kind of worked out that we came and got him, and then so when he rocked up in Perth, I had never actually like talked to him before.
Really?
Like, there's a respect there. Like, water polo is such a small sport where it's like at international level, there's realistically 12 teams, which is like 150 people. Like, and you're playing against the same guys internationally. You're playing against the same guys at club level, so you know of everyone. So it was great to actually finally get to hang out with him, and you guys all know how awesome Rue was having him as a team, and then also out in and out of the water.
He fit in so well to our culture as well. Obviously, we had him on the last episode, but he was.
I think it's a Canadian thing. The Canadians are we've always had really
Yeah.
good relationships.
Yeah.
with
Lackins.
Canadians, I reckon.
Yeah, I saw David at Wells as well. Good to
Oh,
see him. Like,
nicest dude.
Yeah,
Literally the nicest bloke.
Fucking ripper.
Yeah, he's awesome.
Anyways, after you finished your time in the US, I think you went to, it was COVID era and you went to Sydney Uni?
yeah, it was funny. So
How did that come about?
Yeah, so just kind of rewinding a little bit. So yeah, college was like 4 years. So I didn't play that first year, 2015, and then I played like 2016, halfway through the season, I like partially tore my UCL, so tore a ligament in my elbow. Didn't play the rest of the season. Luckily, it wasn't a full tear. Otherwise, that's like Tommy John surgery. That's like 6 months out. It's like full like reconstructive surgery. So luckily, didn't have to do that. But so missed that. So then 2017, 18, 19 played those three. And then, but the semester before my 2019 season, came back and had a semester off and played and came here for. So if that would have been just January through till, so that would have been, I think 2019. Start of the year I played National League. Oh, actually, no, because I broke my finger. We were saying before. So
Can I ask, how many fingers or fractures do you have in each fucking hand?
in this hand, I've broken every
'Cause they
finger
look
except my
fucked.
thumb. So broke this pinky. Shout out to Alex Gunnell. No. This wasn't even his fault. Like he was like, this is like at a training session at like on Monday night training session when we were like 17, 18, whatever. He drives past me. I grab his bathers and he does a breaststroke kick and just pop my pinky out.
Oh.
So I get out of the pool. I'm like, oh, mum, dad, like, look, my pinky's just sitting there like that. And mum's freaking out. Get into the hospital. Dad's like, no. Like, I can reset it. And so instead of like pulling it out to reset it, he just cranks it up. Like, fuck. Like, so then he's like, no, it's supposed to hurt. Like, you'll be sweet. So I go 2 weeks of just strapping it to this finger. Every time I threw the ball, it just felt like it was getting, like someone was stabbing it with a knife. After 2 weeks, I was like, this isn't getting better. And so we went and got an x-ray. It's like, yeah, that's broken. So that's that pinky. This finger here, we were at club championships when I was 15 and someone threw the ball and I went to block them and my hand hit their hand on the follow through like that. And then this bone here just went. Then obviously I've broken this finger. This finger I shot, and as I followed through, I hit the guy on the head, and I felt it dislocate and then pop back in. That was 2019, I think. That was the start of the season, and so I didn't end up playing the rest of the season. So four fingers on this hand.
It's all shooting and blocking, no punches.
No punches, mate.
Yeah, not everyone's a psycho like you, mate.
I don't do that, mate. But so finished in 2019. And it was funny because like talking about COVID, like COVID obviously was a big thing here, but we probably all know, like in the US, it was like fucking crazy but so I got done in like December 2019 and you wouldn't have heard of it at all. And it was like, so I left, I came back, and then a month later, it was like everything was shut down and people couldn't leave or people couldn't get in. So it was kind of like, got out at the perfect time. And so then got to kind of just enjoy 2-3 months back in Perth while everything was on lockdown, just like enjoying kind of doing nothing for the first time in a while. And then Perth, because they did like the pretty extensive lockdown early and, you know, we're so isolated from everyone else, we were kind of the first state to open up, which was sweet.
Chilling.
So I started training at Waste, and then this is all around the time where this is in December 2019, 6 months out from the Olympics. I hadn't been with the national team at all for the whole cycle. So it's like, look, you're not going to play Tokyo, which is like fine. Like I had accepted that probably wasn't going to happen.
Fadovic?
Elvis was still coach. Yeah.
Okay.
So I had accepted.
But you still went to the camps?
No. So what happened was like when I went to the college, I had kind of like, I'd accepted like, hey, like I can, if I don't play in Tokyo, like I'll still like hopefully play Paris and then LA. Like I could still go to multiple Olympics after college. So like, but in that moment, like I was saying about my eligibility, if I had waited any longer, there's a chance I could never have even gone to college. So like I made that decision to go to college. And even if it meant I wouldn't have been able to do the Olympics in Tokyo. So it was 6 months out. I hadn't been with the team all cycle, and it's like, Luke, you're probably not playing. It's like, yeah, fair enough. Like I accepted that. But then as COVID shut everything down and then it got postponed and then it got moved back a year, with it getting moved back a year, they opened the team back up. And all of a sudden it was like, all right, well, we've still got a year now. And that's when it's like, all right, Luke, would you be interested in coming over to Sydney? And so then when I got over to Sydney.
And who was that told you to go?
Elvis. Like, yeah, that was through like, I mean, don't exactly quote me, but I think there was like Tom Hode was brokering some conversations. I was like younger, and Younger was like helping it out. So it's just kind of like, how can we like at least give me an opportunity? And so got over in So I think October.
Sorry, were there any other WA players that made the same move to Sydney?
George Ford was there. I think Andy Ford at the time was at West. I think a lot of people had gone over there, especially like.
And they
Heaps
went
of
over
people are still
before
over there now.
or after you went to?
Pardon?
Heaps of people are still over there now.
Yeah. I think I don't exactly know. I think because I was in college, but I think a few of those UWA boys, but Perth boys, Putty, I think they were already over there.
Yeah.
I don't think they were necessarily playing for UWA, and then COVID forced them to go, but they were already over there.
Mm-hmm.
And so then, I got over there in like October, like I said, and then people weren't really sure what was going on with COVID in terms of like, will there be a National League season? Will it be a modified season? Will the UWA and Freo even be able to come over? So that was all up in the air. And so I think at the time it was like, all right, if there is a National League season and Freo can travel, I'll play for Freo.
Yeah.
But if it gets decided that, okay, we're going to cancel it and we're going to make a Sydney comp because you can travel with inside Sydney, then okay, then you play for Sydney Uni. And so then that ended up happening. And then, so then I played the competitions with Sydney. And then that's how I ended up playing Sydney for a couple months.
Trader.
Yeah. Still wear the Sydney Uni hoodie. It's mate. I've never got a bloody Freo. Have never given me a hoodie. I don't even think we have hoodies.
Yeah, we don't.
Don't have hoodies, mate. Like what the hell?
How was the culture at Sydney compared to Fremantle Mariners?
It was similar. Like it was like I think, like I said about bloody name dropping Tommy Pryor again. Like that culture where everyone's a team, everyone does everything together. Like they did it really similar, and they were really good at like building that culture. We did meetings where it's like. We like did like a lot of work on like talking about vulnerability and like opening up and like you know if you know what your teammate's been through, then you know you're more likely to go to battle for them and really like fight for them. So like did meetings like that, and like they welcomed me in like so quickly and was so like happy to have me be a part of it. So
and your coach, was it Doody?
No, Bucky Drogon Bukic. So Bucky and I like go back. So he played at UOP, so like I knew him well, and I think I have a lot of respect for him. I think he's like good, like going back to what I said about like Arrow in terms of the coach. That's like they're going to demand, they're going to yell. Like I've never had an issue with a coach yelling at me. Like I think I prefer it if anything. And
it's the Tom Hode style.
Oh yeah, like I love that stuff. You know, like I think I respond to it because it's like I think sometimes I'll maybe like let myself off the hook, and if I have someone there that's like fuck that, like don't be a fuck. Like
did that National League season finish, that one?
Yeah, so they didn't
And
end up doing. They
place?
didn't do National Leagues. They did like a Sydney Super League,
Okay.
which was just the Sydney teams, and we won that.
You won.
We won that. It was funny. Bloody.
So that's full court
yeah. So
to win
there
the
was-
fucking game.
Yeah. So it was in the final against West.
off.
Score was 7-7 or 6-6.
That's ridiculous.
They shot the ball, and our goalie saved it, Tom Harris. And I swear he was about to shoot. I was like, blah, 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 blah. I was maybe on our 4 or 5 meter line and just got it and flung it. And I think it bounced once. And then as it went to bounce the second time, I think Denley came up and then it stayed low. And then,
Oh my god.
so buzzer beater, full field shot to win by
That's
one.
on film, by the way. So it's
Is it?
Yeah.
It is on
All right,
film.
Craig, you editing? Pull it up right here, mate.
But,
the viewers see.
Pull that up, Jamie.
But it's the footage of it's bad because it's like they show me shooting. And then the camera starts to panning, and then it's already in, and so it doesn't.
Yeah, it's
There's
delay.
no like
Classic
they get
polo.
my shot, I mean, obviously, that's anytime something like that happens. I think in polo it's pretty rare you see stuff like that. So let alone like you see it maybe at the end of quarters every now and then, but to actually win a game like that, I think I was like,
So
fuck,
obviously,
like,
crazy.
Sydney Uni, a pretty good team. Who was in that team when you were playing that were?
yeah. So
Good
we
players.
had Anthony here, Santos in goals, but he kind of he wasn't. I think he was doing uni at the time.
Gordon?
So we had Goran,
Yep.
Tomasevic, who played Tokyo Olympics. We had Jono Cottrell. We had Michael Rosenthal, Rosie, who played Sydney, played for USC. We had
Billy?
no, this was before Billy got there. This was
yeah.
before those guys got there. So then we had Chris Dyson, who was a lefty. We had this Beba, I think Ivan Bevic, he was a Croatian guy, is another lefty. We had, there was like a few younger guys. I think Tom McJanet was there.
Yep.
I think Drew might have been over in the States at that point. But we had, there was another couple guys. Good
I
team.
reckon if Fremantle played that Super League comp, we would fucking dominate.
Yeah, I reckon I would have had a crack.
That 2020 team that hit COVID, I remember playing that team, and Pete Tomasevich was so fucking fit. He
Oh, yeah,
trained
I'll-
so
Will
hard.
was saying that you guys were just like dominating. You were like clear on the ladder
we
by so
played-
much, and
we
then
played so well, and then this is the drop off where all the older guys, they've trained so hard, they've swum so hard. COVID's happened, and there's just this like, we want to win, and then we can't even get there. So
Yeah.
then they've just all dropped out. That's when all the older guys left.
I remember when
Yeah.
when that season got cancelled because of COVID. We were at there was a girls' school in Sydney somewhere, and we just finished playing Balmain, I think, and the COVID announcement came that the season was going to be cancelled. And
Yeah.
it was like, fuck, I just got fit.
straight to the pub.
Oh, it's-
You know what?
After-
I need to go talk.
yeah, no, you're fine.
Yeah, sweet.
All right, back to it. So, finishing a career in US, 2019 finished, 2020 Sydney Uni.
Yep.
Straight after that, I think you went to Barcelona. How did that come about?
Yeah, it was crazy. Like, it's again one of those things where, like, when talking about like early on with the Mariners, where I was like so fortunate to have those opportunities. Is again like that where, going to the States and not being part of the national team. I think my relationship with Elvis wasn't super great. Like, I was this young kid that was like, I'm going to do what I want, and what he wanted me to do and what I wanted to do didn't really line up. So I think it was like not a great relationship there. And so when I came back from the US, I think he was a bit like, oh, like this fucking kid, you know. But I got back from the States and was just like, all I wanted to do was be as good as I could be. I wanted to learn, I wanted to train, I wanted to just improve, I wanted to get overseas, I wanted to like really start like trying to make a name for myself in world water polo. And yeah, so when I was training in Sydney with the team, yeah, he even said to me like, fuck Luke, like you're a completely different person than that kid that I told to go away like 4 or 5 years ago. And so this was before it was announced that he was going to be the Barcelona coach, and it was kind of leading into maybe 3-4 months, like 2 months before Tokyo. So like 3 months before the new European season started. And I was getting some offers, and I just wanted to be super transparent because Elvis was the national team coach. So I'd got like a contact from a team in France, and I was like, hey Elvis, like this team in France has contacted me. Like, what do you think? Like, and he was always like, oh, like that's a good team. It's a good opportunity. Like, but you know, it's super early. You don't need to make a decision yet.
Yep.
And then it's like I got a contact about a team in Hungary. I can't remember what team. Maybe Varshas or OSC, but maybe it might have been a team a little bit lower than that. But hey, like Elvis got a contact from these guys, like, and he's like, yeah, that's a good team, you know, but it's super early. You don't need to make a decision yet. And around this time, the French team was like really pushing me to make a decision, and I was like, look, like if you can't hold a spot for me, like I get that, you know, obviously you got to finalize your list and stuff, but I can't commit to it now because I think it's just not the right decision for me. And then, yeah, it was announced that Elvis was going to leave the national team and sign with Barcelona. And literally the day after that, he said to me, he's like, oh, Luke, you might get a message from the sport director at Barcelona. And then, yeah, they called me. I spoke to them and they offered me a contract. And the next day I was like, Elvis, they reached out to me, like they offered me a contract, and he's like, oh man, it's a pretty fucking good team. You know? So it's kind of like he was just like kind of keeping me on lay-by until he was ready. And yeah, I mean, that was awesome, like going over to Barcelona, because like one, it's like top team in Spain, one of the best teams ever. And like when I thought about my trajectory as like a player, I thought it'd be like, all right, I'll go play for like a top level Division 2 side or a bottom level Division 1 side for a year, and I'll play well, and then I'll jump to this team, and then I'll jump to this team. And I was like, okay, maybe like the year before Tokyo or the year before Paris, sorry, I'll be playing Champions League, and like I think that would be great. And so like to be able to just go straight to Champions League in my first year was again like so grateful for that. And it's like insane that I was given that opportunity. And so
definitely made the most of it though. You started tearing it up over there.
Like it was awesome because so shout out to Felipe Peroni, who's like been like a mentor for me and just like definitely deserved of the king of Barcelona. Like, and he sat me down like pretty blunt, like early on. He's like, Luke, like there's no expectations for you. You can just like learn and improve, and like no one's like, I think in Europe with imports there's that expectation of like you're coming here, you've got to make an impact because we're paying you to, you know, we're using one of our import slots on you, so you've got to have an impact. And it was like none of that. It was just like, look, you get to just soak it in. You get to train on guys like Felipe and Munares and Granados, like these guys that are like the best in the world at what they do. And I just get to like day in, day out train against them. and improve. And I think the feedback after the first year was, fuck, I don't think any of them expected me to be good. I think it was like, oh, like there's this guy from Australia who hasn't been doing national team stuff that played in college that Elvis is bringing over. Okay, it's probably just like a bit of charity, like okay, and
Nepo
so,
baby.
yeah, like and so I think they were all like, oh fuck, like this guy can hold his own at the very least. So
Boy can play.
yeah, and so I was just like super fortunate where I was just had Elvis where, like I said, another coach that if I wasn't giving 100% all the focus, he was going to call me out on it. He was going to hold me accountable. And like, I think that was perfect. And I think their culture that they have within that team of like, they're all such good guys and they're all such good friends. But then when you hit that water, it's like, it's just all left at the door. And it's like, we're here to like improve. And like, you would have these like blow ups in training and it was like so intense. And you were like, so like not scared to make a mistake, but you wanted not to make a mistake because like, how they say, like the standard was so high, and you would like you had to bring your best every second. You couldn't afford just to go through the motions in a session because like you'd get called out for it. It's like, no, we're trying to fucking do something here. So being in that environment, like it was awesome, and being able to say like I was Barcelona as left-handed was a fucking awesome opportunity. And I think over the 3 years that I was there, I think I just constantly improved from year to year, and by the end of it, it was. I think I'd done what I had hoped that I'd do of making a name for myself internationally as one of the top left-handers in the world, and obviously that's shown in terms of where that trust that was placed in me in that team, and then the opportunities that I've gotten with Recco and my role within the national team, and so
obviously like by your third year you were pretty tearing it up over there. Like what was the highest amount that you scored in a game?
I think I scored 4 in one game against. I don't know. I'm saying I think I know. I scored. I scored 4. I scored 4 against Brescia, but that was in my first season. Like it was awesome because like I think Tim Neesham said to me once, like you get over to Europe and it's like as a lefty, like you just have to defend well. You have to like space well. Like you have to put away your opportunity. If you're scoring like 1 goal a game, you're like doing your job. If you score 2 goals a game, like you're above average. If you're scoring 3 goals a game, like you're a weapon. If you're scoring 4, like you're a fucking superstar. And it's like I've never really been the guy that's like I need to score. Like I'd rather fucking score 0 goals and we win than score 10 goals. I think actually no, my very first Spanish, my very first in my first season, my first Spanish league game, we're playing against San Andreu, and I guess their coach said to the team, like, who the fuck's this Australian guy? Like, let this guy shoot. And I think I scored 8. Scored 8. And I think that's like,
fuck you, Sam.
Yeah, scored like they were like the most goals an Australians ever scored in the Spanish league in a game. So like that was cool. But like I kind of with any season, like with any league you play in, you've got like the top 3-4 teams where it's tough games, and then the rest it's like, okay, you're expected to win. So like, I mean, it was awesome that was my first game, and like gave the impression that, like, okay, like I can hold my own there. But probably my like, I think in the last year, I think I scored 3 against FTC. That like we lost that game, but it was like I was just kind of like doing my role, and anytime the ball hit my hand, it felt like it was going in, which was like awesome experience. And then, but the 4 goals against Brescia, we played them in like the first game of Champions League. And I remember like I scored 1. It was like, it was cool, but I got 2 kick-outs. And then for the second half of the game, anytime the ball came in or to my guy, I just kind of put my hand up and let them score. And I think that was like a huge learning curve for me, where it's like, after that game, it's like, I don't care if I get my 3 kick-outs in the first quarter. Like, you're not scoring on me. Like that. And that was like the mentality of it. It's like, yeah, okay, you take it. We've got guys on the bench. Like, we've got guys that can fill the role. But if you're fucking just throwing your hands up because you want to play later, and then you let someone score, well, the coach isn't going to put you in, like, because you're going to let them score a goal, And so we ended up. I think I took a shot from like position 4 in set attack, and it went like cross cage bar out, and we ended up losing by 1. And then at the end of the season, we played them again, because you play like reverse order. So you play team 1, team 2, team 3, team 4, and then you play team 4, team 3, team 2, team 1. So we played Brescia at the end of the season, and we needed to draw to make top 8, to make final 8. And we were down 2 with like a minute left, and like Munara's goal, like foul shot, which he's so fucking good at. And then with like 10 seconds left, I fucking go exact same shot cross cage, but instead of from the exact same position, but instead of bar out, it was just a fat bar in, which was my 4th that game. And it was like, fuck yeah, it was so sick.
Yeah, big moments.
I think the first time we played Recco, they smoked us. I scored 3. Like, yeah, like it was good. Like I said, like you remember those, but I like would always be the kind of guy that like if I score goals and we lose, I'm not thinking, oh, I did my part. I'm thinking, what could I do? What could I do better? What could I do more? Like, how can I improve?
What was the like? I think obviously you got Aaron who's playing for Recco, fellow Mariner. What was it like coming up against him in like a Champions League game? Like,
I mean,
obviously would have been an amazing experience, but
yeah, like anytime you're playing against like Novi Belgrade, FTC, Jug or Split, kind of depends on which season you're looking at, or Recco, Olympiacos, like these like giants in world water polo, like you're going to get nervous. And I think there was definitely a lot of like imposter syndrome in my first kind of year, even 2 years, where I'm like, fuck, I'm just some kid from Kalgoorlie, like I'm here playing these guys, like do I deserve to be here? And there was no different playing against Recco, and they're like, that's just the standard, right? Like you play against those guys and it's like everything they do is at 100%, like, and they'll rip your head off if it means it even gives them a slight advantage over you, and like they don't give 2 shits who you are. Like, and Younger's like that as well. And I remember we played Recco in Milan, and yeah, fuck, there was this fucking hilarious video. So we actually ended up beating them 9-8, and it was like the first time we had like ever Barcelona had ever beaten Recco in Champions League in like the new format, which is like 10 years or something. And I got my 3rd kick out. I got like my 3rd exclusion with like 2 minutes to go. And as I'm swimming out, I swim in front of the goal, and I think Younger took a foul shot. Might have been Younger, might have been someone else. But as I was swimming past, my arm comes up and the foul shot fucking hits my elbow and goes flying. And immediately after I go underwater, I'm thinking, fuck, like that's going to be a penalty because like I just interfered with the shot. Yeah. And I get to the corner, I put my head up and they're going the other way. And I was like, fuck, like that hit my arm, hit my arm. But like you watch the replay in like full speed, and it just looks like it bounced, or you couldn't tell. But then there's actually a video. I don't know if we can like pull it up, Jamie. Like it shows one angle where you cannot tell, and then it shows a slow motion where you just see my arm come up and the ball just fucking hit my arm and go flying. And we ended up winning that game, which was like fucking nice. That was against Young. I think he fucking grabbed my cap and pulled over my head a few times. Like, but like that's fine. Like I've never been someone that like, you do what you got to do. Like I'm going to be doing what I have to do in a game, and after the final whistle blows, I'm not holding onto any anger or anything. Like you do what you got to do, and I'm sure there are a lot of players out there that would say I'm probably a bit of a like, excuse my language.
Yeah, so 21 to summer 24 in Spain, multiple Spanish league titles, multiple Spanish Cups, multiple Spanish Super Cups, Champions League's bronze medal in 2023.
Was it 2023 or 2020? No, it was 2020. Yeah, 2023, because it was the 2022-2023 season. Yeah, because and then the next year they changed the format and we didn't make Final Four. Yeah, so we.
Then obviously playing against one of the best people in Europe. Who was your toughest player or team you came up against in Champions League?
Yeah, got to be Recco. Like didn't matter. Like I said, like guys like DeFulvio, Canal, like they're just gonna rip your head off if it means it even gives them an inch. I felt the Croatian teams like Split or Jug, like they had young guys that like they didn't give a fuck. Like they were out to prove themselves, and like they were like as aggressive as like mobile, as fast, and like as crafty as anyone. And you kind of almost like think, oh, there's this young guys, so you can take a beat and then they'll punish you for it. So anytime you played them, you had to like fucking full on be on. Like I don't think I could really say like any one specific team, but like I said before, any of those top teams, like you have to be switched on. Because
what about just one player? Toughest player you've ever played against? Champions League, Olympics, AWL.
Toughest player I've ever played against.
Hamish Blair.
Big dog. I feel like I probably Felipe probably like obviously I didn't play against him in Champions League, but trained against him every single day, and it was great because Elvis would just like put us on opposite teams and we just play against each other. And he's just like if you took Joe Kays and just like condensed him into like a 5'4" guy that's just like and obviously like with his like background in martial arts and like and mixed martial arts, like he's so crafty and like was always in the perfect position and like just knew how to bloody spin you on your head, spin you on your head and just fucking go, and like you had to be so switched on. And like I'd have sessions against him where he would like, because sometimes he would like sit out for games if it was like a weaker team or whatever, and so we'd have sessions where he'd come and he'd be like, Luke, like I've kind of been taking it easy these last few weeks, like I want to get back into it, so I'm gonna press you really hard today. And he would just proceed to drown me for the next 2 hours, and then afterwards he'd be like, I wouldn't do that in a game, but like I just needed to kind of get a bit of tussle in, and so like shit like that was like tough. But
reckon at training you purposely put yourself on someone who's really tough to get a better handle of things and learn what?
Oh, it depends. Like I think there are definitely times when I would just plop myself down in the corner, and because like I think within the team, right, like it's like at any sport, like you do what you're best at. Like it doesn't make sense for me to like, so if you're looking at like a field like position, like I would typically defend down on the wing, like down deep, because like long guy and I'm like good on my legs and I can cover a lot of space. And so I typically wouldn't really play up at position 6 and like let the guy drive, because like the team kind of wanted me down deep because like they all acknowledge like I'm really good down there. So in training there were definitely times when it's like, hey, I want to play on you, and I'll play in a position where I don't play typically, because it's also you need to know how to play there, because in games you don't always get to decide where you're going to end up. But it would most of the time be like, all right, I'm defending down here, and whoever decides to attack there, I'm defending on. And that would be, it'd be Alvaro, it'd be Felipe, it'd be an IBL sometimes. Sometimes it'd be one of the younger kids that were subbing in. Like sometimes it would be Rogeta, who the centre forward, who he would go down there because we'd be doing a play or whatever. Like it depended. But yeah, I don't like. There were times when I seeked out because I wanted to play on someone. And there were times where like, okay, I'm going to play here because this is where I'm going to be playing the majority of the time in the game, and we've got to figure that out.
Was there any language barrier when you went over, and how did you deal with it?
No, man, like it was tough because like they'll all rinse me because my Spanish, considering I was there for 3 years, like my Spanish should be fucking way better than it's like I can. It was one of those things where like their English was so good. All of them spoke English. So when I first got there, I'm like trying to pay attention, like trying to like, oh, I know that word. And then eventually one of them, like if it was important, would take pity on me and be like, Luke, this is what we're talking about. So like after a couple of weeks, I'd just be like, oh, if it's important, they'll tell me. And I'd zone out. But then also they'd be like, Luke, you need to speak Spanish. And then I would try and speak Spanish and I'd be like, oh, your Spanish is fucking shit. And I'd just be like, oh, okay, I don't want to try anymore.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, you guys are being mean to me. I'm gonna stop, you know. But no, like I can chat to them, and I don't know if any of them will end up watching this, but they might fucking have something to say. But I think like it's passable. Like if you drop me in the middle of nowhere and no one spoke English, I could find a fucking train. ¿Dónde está la biblioteca?
Were you speaking actual Spanish or like Catalan?
No, Spanish. So like the first year we were there, Elvis was like he'll speak English, and then from then on he only spoke Spanish. And so if it's about water polo and all the polo chats, all the team meetings, I understand all of it. Like it's because you're kind of just like pretty insulated, and like there's only so many things you're talking about. You're talking about a drive, you're talking about 6 numbers, you're talking about defensa, you're talking about vamos, counterattack. Like it's pretty easy to understand that. But yeah, as soon as we're outside of the pool and everyone's just chatting about what they're doing on their weekends or what they've been up to, I'm like, fuck, like deer in the headlights. Like,
yeah. All right, we'll get into Paris Olympics 2024. So obviously you left Barcelona for Paris. Did you train in Sydney, or did you train? What was the go with that, or did you go straight over? Or
I think I came back here for like a week or 2 weeks after we didn't make Final Four, and then I think we might have gone to Sydney for a week before we went over on the tour. But it was like a 2-month tour of Europe, including the Olympics, so like 6 weeks of prep, and that was all in Europe, and it was like kind of a week. Like we did, we were in Germany for a little bit. We were in Montenegro. We were in Serbia. We were in Greece. So we kind of just like went team to team, like went around Europe, and that was so good.
Yeah. My first question is actually for Benetti on this one, but obviously Olympics, 14 goals, key contributor when it came to Serbia. That was fucking amazing to watch. I think he scored 4 goals.
Yeah.
And Serbia obviously won the Olympics there, and you guys beat them 8-4 or something.
8-3.
8-3. Fucking amazing game to watch.
I think.
And team finished 8th, reached quarterfinals, first time since 2012. But Benetti, how was it watching one of your best mates? Obviously, you went to Paris. How was it watching perform in the water at the highest level?
It was pretty sick. Like, honestly, I think it's definitely still holds up as like one of my favourite things I've ever done, especially considering we had Luke and Johnny, who's been one of my childhood like best mates, going over and seeing them like do some shit that we used to sit on the couch and talk about when we were like 13, 14. Probably one of like the proudest moments I've ever had. And like, especially, I think it was the quarterfinal against the US. I was sitting in the family and friends section with Burnsy's younger brother and Maddie.
Putty? Was Putty in there?
Nah. Oh, Putty was in there as well, and
Ali?
Maddie Murphy. And Ali and Sophia.
Wasn't bloody Sam Hughes there?
Yeah, I saw Sam Hughes on the camera.
And like that was just like seeing how close you boys got to doing something that's like almost never been done before.
Yeah.
Was like one of the coolest experiences ever.
Yeah.
What was it, like 38 seconds away or something like that?
Fuck, man. Yeah, that game, that it's one of those tough ones where like we did so much good, and then like you could be a hater and be like, well, you guys still finished 8th. And I think when you look at how the games went, and anytime I've kind of talked to someone one-on-one, they're like, how was it? I like think back to after those wins against like Serbia, France, and then Hungary, like in the bus going back to the village, all the boys, like all the coaches, and like we'd get back to the village and like we'd be rewatching the games, and we were just like, it was
Better
just
than
like
sex.
there was just like this 5 there was this like 5-day legit like 5 days where we were like on top of the world, and like I think we'll be chasing that feeling for like the rest of our lives in terms of like beating those teams at that time. And like, but then at the same time it's like, okay, we can't just sit on that and be like, yeah, we did that and then nothing ever happens from it. I think everyone is like so keen to be like, yeah, okay, that's what we can do, but we know we can do more. So it's exciting.
What was the mentality of the team? Obviously, like you had some unbelievable results, but is there always that self-belief in the team that you know that you could beat the best?
No, like honestly, like I'll say like no, because like we did like a lot of work as a team of like building this culture, and Toby, oh fuck, I'm gonna get rinsed for not remembering his name, but so basically this guy named Toby Jenkins, he played in Athens, I think, Olympics, and he is a kind of like performance coach, like works with a lot of business and stuff, and he did a lot of work with us this last cycle, and he'll work with us for this cycle about like goal setting and like what we want to do, what we want to achieve, like what we want to be known for. And that belief thing was something that was brought up, and he actually kind of changed our thinking on belief, where it's like belief, it's like, why do you have to have belief? Like, it's like, I can believe or I can not believe, but I still need to be doing all those things that are going to get the result done. Like, it doesn't matter if you believe like getting your 8 hours sleep, eating well, stretching beforehand, recovering, like you could not believe that it's beneficial, or you can believe it's beneficial, but you still have to do them type thing. So it's like, it didn't really matter if we were like, we believe we can do it, it's like, you still have to rock up and do it. And I think the belief was probably something that was like a byproduct of trusting in the process that Tim had set out for us. And I think leading, like we got to that tournament and we were like the fittest, we were the strongest team, and like we were just like we absolutely outworked teams. And even in the like the lead up, like beating, like we had a lead up tournament like maybe like 2 weeks before, and we played Montenegro and we fucking smoked them. Like it was like, I think it was like 9-1 half time. Like absolutely, like we beat France. I think we ended up like in that tournament we lost to Serbia in the final. But like, yeah, it was one of those things where like as the tour just went on, we just like trusted that Tim and Niddies and Marin, that they were going to get us to the tournament, and like they were going to get us there in the best shape we've ever been, and like mentally refreshed, mentally ready to go. And then I think it just kind of snowballed from there, like having that game against Spain where I think it was 5-9, where like we had played them all, like we had played them heaps all cycle, and it's like when we had played them, we had lost them 22-7, 18-9, like really got blown out by them. And then to have that result against them where I actually didn't play because I was suspended from the previous world champs. We don't have to talk about
I remember the first game. I was like, "Why the fuck is Pav not playing?"
it was rough.
I messaged you on Instagram and you responded straight away. Like,
we had a game against
hit
China.
some guy against China.
Yeah, fuck. But no, like that's obviously like not. So like I can apologize to the boys because like you never know, like hindsight, like if I was playing that game maybe something happens and then maybe our crossover ends up different, you know. So but we were in the mindset, especially like after the Hungary game, we were like, fuck, no one wants to play us. And it was just like this best feeling of like everyone is fucking shit scared of playing us because like you know, no one wants to fucking lose to Australia.
And like the hustle you boys had in defense was crazy. Like the work rate to get back and block and like just be contact at all times.
Yeah, I think Tim's big on his stats, and at the start of the cycle, he was like, he looked at Tokyo and he said, like in Tokyo, the Oz Sharks, between all the teams, the men's teams and all the women's teams, so out of all those teams, they ranked lowest on field blocks. I think for the whole tournament, they had like 5 field blocks. And he was like, we're going to be the best field blocking team in the world. And so we did so much work on it. I think in the first game against Spain, we had like 7 or 6. And he's like, after one game, he's like, you've already had more field blocks than the Oz team had in the entire tournament. And so I think we led the tournament for blocks the entire tournament. And then we finished second because Serbia ended up getting like 14 field blocks in the final against Croatia, and they ended up beating us by like 4 field blocks. So like the whole time we were just like leading as like a field blocking team, and it's just like you look at all our results and times when we lose, it's like our field blocks are way low, and it's just like okay, it's like we need some desperation here, and it's like I think a big thing was like we don't have to play this pretty water polo. Like we can just get into this grind, and we can be totally fine with it being 1-1 at halftime. Like we don't need to score these goals. We just need to fucking work our asses off and have them fucking come down to our level because we know that we're fitter and stronger. And in the last quarter, like we're gonna get those opportunities. And you saw that against France. You saw it against Hungary. Like I think Hungary scored 1 goal in the second half. Like, you know, something like that where it's just like crazy. We get our opportunities and then we run with it. And then, you know, when you're in that moment, anything can happen. And yeah, fuck, sick. And then obviously the US game, fucking tough. I think everyone on that team's probably watched it 3-4 times, lost sleep over it. And yeah, like what was it? Like you said, like a minute away, we're up by 1. And it's like, fuck, we're going to do this. And then you get to penalties and that's just the nature of it, right? Like it can go either way. And to be there, like that was awesome. And credit to the US because they had a fucking good team like there, and like I said, with how polo has been growing in the US, like they had a great team, and I think bronze for them was like fucking awesome. So
talk us through your pre-game routine from, I think you guys stay in the village, right, in Paris, whatever. Talk us from waking up to the end game, going back on the bus.
Yeah, I mean it would always depend like on what time our game was, but I think our games were typically like pretty like around that 2 to 4, 2 to 5. So it was like always like pretty easy for people back home to view. But it'd be like get up, brekkie, and then we'd go for a team walk, just stretch the legs, and then it would be team, and then like obviously chill, like a lunch, depending on what time the game is. Would vary the time of lunch, and then we'd have a team meeting. Obviously going over game plan. But honestly, like the first half of the meeting was always just like a highlight reel from the game before and just getting everybody fucking psyched onto each other. So we'd have those meetings and we'd be fucking screaming. We'd be
like Foxy did that a lot with us.
Like, I think that it's, you see it a lot, like just kind of the nature of it. As a coach, you want to correct mistakes. So you dwell on what can we do better at? And you kind of, sometimes you forget like, hey, there's a lot of good shit we're doing. And so I think it was great that we'd always frame off our meetings of being like, fuck, like guys, like we're fucking doing this. Like, and so we'd have that meeting, then obviously go to the pool, and everyone has their own rituals and their own routines about how you get ready for a game. So I'd like always start by doing some meditation. I'd always just kind of like do some exercises to switch on my brain. You guys probably saw it for National League season. I'd be doing some exercises. I'd be doing some basic stuff to kind of get both hemispheres of my brain activated so I could hopefully make good decisions in the game and really just bring myself to be present. And then I'd go through my shoulder workout. I'd go through my shoulder prehab stuff. I'd do some core, then I'd do my body stretch, and then by then it was like team warm up or team like team dynamic stretch, and then we'd always do this thing where you get into 4 groups, like 2 lines, so like a crisscross. We'd get a water polo ball, and then you just like basically like the AFL drill where you're fucking doing handballs to each other, and we'd do that, but we'd get super fucking loud for it, and just like obnoxiously loud where everyone else is just like, can these guys shut the fuck up?
Yep.
You know, just like fucking putting like everything you do, you put a name on, and everyone's fucking screaming.
Cool.
Yeah, and get a touch, and then we're into the pool. Just like, and then even little things like I'd always jump over the lane line into the pool instead of going under it.
Cap on or cap off?
I always throw cap and then over the top and then cap on and then start doing
Does anyone in the team have any weird superstitions that they do? I know Tom Pryor used to wash his hands with soap before he jumps in.
But isn't soap like it helps you
I
grip
think
the ball?
it helps the grip. Yeah.
I don't know. He'd go into the Melville bathroom, take the lid off, scoop his hands in, wash his hands, and jump in the pool every fucking.
I don't know.
No, like there was like kind of small superstition stuff like Angus like shaved, or like he didn't shave, and then it's like, okay, like now you can't shave, stuff like that. Like he'd shave a mustache and then we'd won. It's like, okay, now you got to keep the mustache.
I ran that at the start of the A grade season this year. Bella got so angry.
What, the mo?
But nothing.
It's a lucky mo, mate.
I think if there were any like superstitions like that stuff, people probably weren't like vocalizing them. But I think everyone have their own things that they had to do.
I got a question.
Yeah, go on.
Like, what's your not team mentality, but what's your like personal mentality going into a big Olympic game like that? Like, what are you thinking about? What's your focus on?
Oh man, it's do my job and do it well. Like I can't play the game for other people. I can't control the refs. Like all I can do is do my job well. And I think that I've had times in the past where like I'll see maybe someone a bit out of position, and then I'll try and cover it, and then the ball goes to my player, and then it's like, well, now I'm the one getting fucked. And it's like you got to do your job well, and you got to trust that you've got 5 other guys in the water, 6 including the goalie, that are all doing their jobs. So it's like, okay, if I'm pressing, that fucker's not getting the ball. If I'm in the zone, like, and then the whole time I'm fucking communicating the house down, because I know that's something I bring to the team, that like I see everything. If I'm down deep, I see everything. So I want to make sure that everyone that is around me knows that they're doing well, that they're in the right position, that I've got them covered, that they need to be a bit further up, they need to be a bit further back. Like obviously Neddy would know through this National League season.
Fucking
like
comms,
I'm just,
baby.
all
day.
Yeah, the comms when Pav's in the water are so elite. You don't even have to look what's happening behind you. It's just that.
Yeah,
Don't
so
realize how much it helps until you don't have you there.
Yeah, so I try and so it's like I know that I can help other guys in the team that way. So it's like, okay, if I'm going to be telling other people where they need to be or what, then it's like, fuck, I better be doing the right thing. And you learn that like playing over in Europe, like so like well, that it's like you fucking do your job. Yeah. And you like if you make a mistake of like something simple, like you'll get fucking death stares of like, cunt, what the fuck are you doing? And it's like shit, like never again, you know. So yeah, it's just all about my own lane and making sure that like doing all the basics well, like I don't have to make some magic happen. It's always nice when I can do something that people don't expect, that like boosts the team or scores a goal or makes a steal. Like it's always cool to do stuff like that. And like, it's nice to, you know, the highlight reels, but like, I think there's something pretty, or, you know, beautiful about like just a really like solid, consistent defensive and attacking game where you don't have to score the goals, but if you're in the right position and you're dangerous and you're bringing opportunities on for other people, or just by being in the right position defensively, they don't even try and pass it there, or they don't even try and pass it to the driver because they see you there. It's like, I think that adds up way more than scoring 1 or 2 or making a steal. So,
You got the last 2 questions on this segment. Talk us through the moment when you found out you made the Olympic team. Where were you? What was your reaction? And then a follow up on that. How do you think your team will go in LA 2028?
I knew he was going. I
knew that like I was an integral part of the team, and by injury, like I'd be in that team. Like the culture among the boys, like get along with everyone so well. Like it wasn't. I wasn't worried that there was going to be like a blindside. I knew that like I was an important part of the team, and that the team trusted me and looked to me to help in the situation and stuff. So, and my conversations with the coach echoed that as well. So there wasn't really like a, will I make it, will I not make it? It was more of like a, oh fuck, this is actually happening, you know? So it was more of like, it was announced, and then again, like even when I talk about going to Recco, it's like, it doesn't feel real. It's just like, oh yeah, you've said that, but I'm still here. I'm still, nothing's changed. And then you get there, and then you get into the room, and then there's a fucking suitcase full of all these like goodies and like a bunch of uniform, half of which I still haven't even opened, like so much kit, and you're just like, holy fuck, like
Give it a me.
Hit me up with some.
I'll fucking wear it to the gym all day.
Mate, like that's when it's like, that's when it hits me, and that's when I'm like, fuck,
man.
and then it's like, that's when the heart rate jumps up, and that's when I'm like, fuck, like have to calm myself down, because I'm like, fuck, it's just trying to remember that it's just another game. But it's before, it's the time when it hits you the most is like in the lineup, when you're in the corridor, when you're in the hallway about to go up for the lineup, and there was this room that both teams would be in, and for every single time we were there, the other team was just dead silent. And we were just fucking hyping each other up, just fucking like screaming at each other, fucking like pushing each other, like getting, and you could just tell that the other teams were just like that's not what you're supposed to do. But we were just like, fuck this. And that's when it was like really like, fuck, we're about to walk out for an Olympic game against fucking Hungary, and it's like, that's when it was like the fucking, you feel it the most. But 3 months out, when you get the call, when you kind of was like, okay, like unless I'm injured, I'm going. It's kind of hard to put into perspective like what it meant in that moment. If that makes sense.
Yeah. And what about 28? What do you think?
Oh man, I think if you ask anyone on that team, it's like, okay, like we've got to like you get a taste of victories in those situations, and like I said, like you be chasing that high for the rest of your life. So I think it's medal or bust. Like I think everyone it's a funny thing, like when we talk about the belief, like when you say like it's not necessarily something you need, but fuck, it's nice to have. It's nice to be like, fuck, like there's no one we can't beat, and like, it's not going to be easy. It's not just like, okay, we beat those teams now, we're always going to beat them. Like we still got to fucking work harder than everyone. We still got to like be more grubbier than everyone. We still got to do all this shit that like they're not going to be willing to do. But like when you see the reward of like the hard work, and in those moments, it's like, fuck, like how can you not dream big?
It's one of the benefits of you guys having such a young team last time as well. Like there's only a couple people I would imagine that aren't going another cycle.
Yeah, I think as of right now, it's the Edwards brothers. I think Blake obviously just had a kid. Lockie is like got his own stuff he's dealing with, and like I don't know where he'll be in 3 years, but I think he made it pretty vocal that he didn't want to do it, which is like obviously completely fine. Like water polo is definitely a sport where if you're not enjoying it, it's a son of a bitch, and so like there's never, I don't think anyone is thinking anything other than like you got to enjoy it, man. So if he's not there, he's not there, and then. But other than that, I think we have the potential to pretty much keep everyone. And then when you have a situation like that where you've only got 2 or 3 spots to fill, but you've got I think we debuted 7 guys, 5 or 6 guys at this World Champs.
Yep.
And that's not even talking about. I think Nick Bakari. I think we can say that he's getting his citizenship, which I think that's another one where it's like, okay, if he's eligible, he's going to be playing. So it's like realistically, you've got these like 5 or 6 guys that are fighting for 1 or 2 positions, and it's like fuck, and it just makes for such good training, such good environment where everyone's like holding each other accountable, everyone's pushing each other. It's like we're all fucking great mates, but once you're in the pool, it's like no one's doing anyone any favors, because it's like it's me against him, But you have all these older guys like myself, you like Powers, like Milosh. I do have that experience, and like even guys like Putty and Charlie and Merchep and like Angus, and then who are just like have been doing it for so long and so professional. But then you have these young guys who are fucking amazing. You have like Marcus Berahulak, who could come LA, could be the best centre back in the world, and I fucking believe that wholeheartedly. You have guys like Matt Burns, who's just like so fucking quick and can just like fish, literally, mate, like
getting better every year.
Like who is just literally like I don't think that guy has a ceiling in terms of just like that guy takes no backward steps, and it's like doesn't matter who he's on, he doesn't give a fuck, and he's going to work harder than anyone, and like you can guarantee that. Like, and you have like these kind of young guys. You have 2 or 3 guys that are like really young that they're going to be fighting over minutes, but you have all of that and you put it together on top of the fact that everyone gets along so well, everyone wants the best for each other. You have this culture where everyone just like fucking thrives when you're in the team. So I think we've got all the pieces and we're on the trajectory. We just got to make sure that we do the work, and not for a second we don't think for a second that it's going to be given to us, because I think that would be the only thing that's our downfall, thinking that we win a couple games and now it's a given that we're going to win more. Like no, fuck that. Like we want to be the team that's fucking the grubbiest and the cuntiest, and we'll just outwork everyone and make
Sounds
them
like
play our
Mariners
style.
right there.
Yeah, fucking exactly.
Talking on that.
So finishing up in Paris, you made your way back to the Fremantle Mariners, your hometown.
Yeah, boy.
Yeah, I did.
25th season as captain this time.
Correct.
Is that your first year as captain?
Yeah, it was.
Yep.
I mean, first so I captained a year in college.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, first time being captain Mariners, and yeah, enjoyed it.
Yeah, taking a captain role. Scored 90 goals in 18 matches. Someone do the math on that. That's pretty fucked.
Did you say 90 and 18?
Well, I sat out the game against. Oh yeah, 18 is that? Yeah, 18.
5 goals a game.
100th National League game appearance that season. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Debuting in 2013. Leadership mentor role. Involved in a lot of junior coaching at the club. Assisting at Aquinas College as well.
Yep.
Up the red and black.
How did it feel putting on the Mariners cap again after a long time, putting on that uniform and returning to Bigton Bars, playing alongside your old teammates and pretty good mates?
Lights of the Portress.
Yeah, it was great. Like, I mean, I always knew I wanted that year off after Paris. I think when I kind of frame up my polo career and I thought about, okay, like after I got back from college, the plan as of right now is to play through till Brisbane. And I felt that, okay, if I don't take this year off, when am I going to be able to take it off? I think if I try to take a year off post LA, I think it'd be hard to get back into it for the cycle. And I thought, all right, a year off now would mean, okay, after I go back, I've got the 3 years left of this cycle and then another cycle where maybe I stay overseas for a couple of years, but we'll worry about that when we get to it. So I felt that this was going to be a great opportunity to come home, like actually spend some time with family, friends, play National League and like overall without like sound like, but like not take water polo seriously for a bit. Like I took 6 months off after Paris where I didn't even touch the water.
Yeah.
And so then it was
Yeah,
one
you
of those
didn't even
things
play
where,
A grade at all.
Yeah, coached us to a flag.
Yeah,
baby.
So it was
Who's
one of
got
those
the flag?
things.
Me, still, mate.
Hold on to it. But no, so like I knew that 6 months off and then like would get back into it, like start training, so then play National League, which would then lead into World Champs, and then I'd kind of come to where we are now, where I'm like actually hungry again. It's not like I've just been in the grind for last year and then I'm like, okay, it's just another year, like, and I'm thinking, fuck, how long have I got left? Like I'm thinking like, fuck, I'm actually excited to be here. And so yeah, to come back and then just to be around the club again when it had been a long time since I'd been there. I think the last time I was back, like my role in the team was, like I think I had a big role in the team in terms of playing, but like not so much as like that leadership role or where like I was really able to like help players one-on-one. It was just kind of like, okay, Luke, you're back, you play. And then like we had those leadership guys in the club already in terms of like Pete, in terms of like Swifty Fano, like I mean Damo was doing a great job of it as
Damo
well.
was
So
great.
so like it wasn't like I could come back and I could play and then that was it. And so to be back now and then to be able to coach, and like Will and I were taking the A grade / the Mariners sessions, and to be able to like bring what I had learned and the style of training and like the level, I guess, the intensity, and to kind of treat all you guys like professionals and instead of like being, kind of going like, oh, okay, guys, like, what do you guys want to do? But just kind of like coming in and demanding a level from you guys and seeing you guys all step up to that level was awesome to see. And then, leading into the National League season, like, I think with Alexa and with Rue, and then, like, guys like really stepping up, guys coming back, like Nettie, obviously. I think at one point you said to me, like, if I wasn't there, you wouldn't have been playing.
No, fuck no, not a chance.
No, like, I mean, that, like, stuff like that, like, means so much to me, obviously, like,
Yeah.
I mean, Nettie, we've had really good mates and have like a long history together, so stuff like that is like why I did it and why, like, I'll look back on this last year and it's exactly what I needed. Like, I'm like as happy as I've ever been. I'm more determined and more excited than I've ever been for the rest of my water polo career, even though I'm kind of in the last third of my polo career when I think about it. I've been playing for, like 15, 16 years now, and I've probably only got 7 years left max. So I think
Timmy played to his, 40, so.
Yeah, well, we'll see. Maybe there's a few home games in me, but like later on, but I'm not too worried about that. So yeah, like National League was exactly what I wanted to be, like to get to play with my mates and hopefully leave the club, like even though it was only a year, hopefully like leave the club better than when I came, and have everyone, have belief in themselves and have like, not only like a bit more of an understanding about water polo and, all that stuff, but just leave the club with a bit more hope or a bit more optimism in terms of like the future season. So all of that was perfect. Like obviously finishing fourth and getting that concussion in that bronze medal game, like that's polo. Like I don't think I've really held on to that. Like I said, like polo is one of those sports where shit like that happens, and like you move on from it. 'Cause there's always, I mean, not always, but there's going to be another game, and
You live by the sword, you die by it.
yeah, exactly. And I think that we could look on that season and be like, fuck, like it ended sourly, but I think the season was fucking awesome. Like I think it was so much fun. And I think
Finishing third is a big deal. I
Yeah,
reckon.
anywhere in the top 6 is really good. And then once you make top 4,
Anything
it's
in
anyone's
anything-
game.
Yeah, and yeah, so I think West and UWA, man, UW, like got to give credit where credit's due. Like Hunter's is an amazing player. Like
Yeah.
you say, I scored 90. I think he scored what?
98.
Yeah, in how many games? I
Check that one.
think he played
Put 12 on against us.
No, he didn't. No, he's fucking
20 games.
yeah.
So another 2 games.
Worse
5 each
average than
game,
Pav.
You would get
yeah,
100.
yeah, less than.
I'd
Less
keen to see
Slightly. I
what
think he's
the
at
most
4.8.
goals in a season is.
I think Culver scored 100 a couple times.
That's fucked.
But it's like there were
2026.
games against Hunter where it was like I scored 6 or 7 in the first half, and then I was just like, Foxy, like I'm not playing.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
like I
yeah.
just sat on the bench for the whole second half,
Yeah.
stuff like that. Where
Yeah.
it's like I wanted to chase goals, I could have chased goals, but
Mm.
like wasn't really on the agenda. Like just wanted everyone to get opportunities and wanted to see you guys improve. And
Yep.
yeah, I think I don't know if there's been awards yet, but Harry Bruce most improved surely.
Yeah, boy.
Don't give him that.
We've got a semi right now.
No. But no, like it was, like I said, it was exactly what I needed, and I'm in like the best mental space that I've been in probably ever in terms of like work-life balance and what I'm looking forward to and what I've got to look forward to for the rest of my polo career. So yeah,
That's
it
fucking
was
sick.
perfect.
Probably a good transition into obviously
Recco.
what your future is now. So you've been officially signed to Pro Recco,
Correct.
the most successful water polo club ever.
Yeah.
Every water polo player would dream of playing for. So I guess what's your first impressions or thoughts on this opportunity that you have to play for Recco?
And how did it come about?
Yeah, so again, like kind of going back to like that first kind of season or two in Barcelona, there's still a bit of imposter syndrome. Like fuck, like I'm going to be the left-hander for Pro Recco. Like yeah, anyone who aspires to kind of do anything in water polo, you got to know what Pro Recco is about and what they've achieved and the legacy they have so far. And to think that I will get to contribute to that is fucking exciting. And I can't wait to get over there and to be amongst the guys and start training and start working towards making something happen. But they contacted. So Aaron reached out to me. Younger reached out to me back in October and was like, hey, would I be interested in coming for the second half of this previous season? Sure. I had already committed to Mariners. I'd already committed to coaching at Aquinas to coach. Like I'd already, and like I said, I knew that I wanted to have that year off. So I was like, look, like, and I told him that, and he understood that, he knew that, but he's like, oh, but he can still pass the number on, can start a conversation. I was like, yeah, look, like that's the goal, that's the dream to end up there. So I'm not going to say fucking don't pass my number on, like please do it. So he passed it on, and look, I said the same thing to them. And the person that I've been in contact with most is Mauricio Falugo, who's a legend for Italian water polo. London 2012, like he captained that team. But amazing player and even nicer guy. And so he contacted me, and like I told him like where I'm at, and he was like, yeah, of course. But he kind of left it with like, look, when you're ready to talk about your future with Recco, just let me know, which was fucking awesome, because it was like, all right, they're not just looking for a Band-Aid. They're not just looking for me to come for this season. And then once they're kind of back up, because they had some issues with their
Funding.
Yeah, funding. So it wasn't like, oh, they just want me while they're kind of down and out. They actually see me as someone that they want to have stick around. And then probably not even a month later, we were talking again and talking about this upcoming season. And like it was one of those things where it was really early. Like, this is back in January, and I was telling you guys before, like even 3 months before the season started, it felt like there was a lot of time. So this is way back in January, and we're talking about the contract. And part of me was like, fuck, like I want to see what other offers are out there. Like I want to make sure that I get a contract or a deal that's like I'm happy with, and that I feel like represents my ability and stuff like that. But I didn't want to rush into anything. And I'll have to give some credit to Nicholas Bakari here, because I was chatting to him and he gave me some really good advice. And he's like, look, like you can just tell them what you think you're worth. You can just say, hey, look, like I think this is what I'm worth, and if you guys can get there, then we don't have to fucking wait 6 months or 5 months to sign something. We we can make it work now. And I told them, they were like, yeah, sweet.
That's a tough one. Should have gone higher.
Yeah. No,
Okay, I'll play for Pro Recco.
if
you really need me.
No, like extremely happy with where we ended up, and like I think no one really plays water polo for the money. Like
Sure.
if you were playing sports to make some coin, you'd probably go elsewhere. You play water polo because you love it, and you know that feeling of playing in those big games and those big moments, and being a part of something it's special. And so to just kind of have been going about my career and then to end up in the situation I'm at now, where I'm kind of viewed as one of those top left-handers and top players in my position, both offensively and defensively, and to be seen as someone who can contribute to a team like that, it's a massive honor. And like I think it's like I said, it's a bit of imposter syndrome. I don't think I'll truly appreciate that I deserve to be there until I'm there and we're playing and I'm contributing. So as of right now, it's like, okay, I just got to make sure I do everything I can so that when I get there, I'm ready to go. Like I don't want to rock up and be like, what the fuck have you been doing? Like I know that August is typically that time where everyone gets some time off. Like it's a long season, straight into national seasons. Like you really only get August off. So I'm sure a lot of the guys probably are enjoying their vacation, but I've just had a call it what it is, a year-long vacation. So I'm getting myself ready so that the moment I touch down, they're like, this guy means business, and they've made the right decision putting their trust in me.
Yep. Your teammate is also having a bit of a pleasure season. Me and Elijah were just in Bali, and we saw him at the Old Man's Club. What's his name?
Francesco
Condemi. Yeah. So
have you been in contact with him at all?
No. So like of the actual guys on the Italian team, the only ones I've really talked to is De Fulvio. Like I saw him in Singapore. But and then Max Irving, because we played against, I said, I've played against the US guys a bunch, so mates with him. And then Alvaro, I played with him my first season in Barcelona, and him and I are really good mates. So like I'll go over there knowing a couple of them, and like I said, like I think Italians have a reputation in world water polo being pretty dirty, pretty cunty, just call it what it is. But from my understanding is like if you're in that team and you're on you're part of the tribe, like they're the boys, and so I'm looking forward to being a part of that and getting to know them all. And I'm sure when I see Condemi we'll laugh about it, and
yeah, I think he sent a photo to Aaron Younger of me and Elijah in the Old Man's pub.
And Younger probably didn't reply.
I think Younger actually sent it to your father, Rob Newsom.
He sent it to my dad. Like, what are these boys doing?
Yeah, I'm surprised he even knew who we were.
So
we'll take it.
I'm just looking forward to getting over there. I think we have a fucking good team. Like I know we do. Like we have, like if you look on paper, on paper.
Recco,
it's fucking elite.
Exactly.
I think you're the third player to join Pro Recco from the Fremantle Mariners. Firstly,
Huge.
Aaron Younger,
Joe Kays,
and yourself.
Yeah,
some pretty big names there. So
join a short list, and hopefully we can win a Champions League. I think that there's probably only one Australian ever has won a Champions League. Don't quote me on that. There might have been like a McGregor or someone back when, but I know Younger has. Or I mean, I guess if you're looking at who's the Italian that played for Australia? That played for Savona, played for Recco. He was
Pietro Figlioli.
Yeah, Figlioli. I guess like he's obviously won one that claim he's Australian, but so it's obviously I think after I won bronze, I think there was only like 8 Australians who had won a Champions League medal full stop.
Yeah, it's nice.
So to join a list like that in that regard was an honour in and of itself. But hopefully we can go one game further and win what we got to win and make some history, because I think there's that expectation that comes with playing with a team like Recco, and I'm looking forward to stepping up and fulfilling that role. And
when do you leave?
My flight's on the 24th, so got another 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Wow.
When is the actual season? Like what part of the year?
Yeah, so it's fucking. I think COVID kind of fucked everything up because it put everything on back order, where it's like it pushed everything back. So I think so our actual season starts on the 4th of October is our first game. But I know there's like a 6-week break over like December, January when European Championships are going to be. Yeah. So I'm not sure how that will work, if we'll squeeze things in or if it will run later. I think polo is one of those sports where you don't exactly get a lot of what's the word? I'm blanking, but you get a lot of warning in terms of like, I'm not going to be able to know exactly where I'm going to be and what I'm going to be in a week, let alone 6 months. So you kind of play it by ear, and when when the governing bodies decide, they tell you, and then you go from there. So it'll be a lot of games, which is what you want, like Italian League, Champions League, and I'm looking forward just getting over there and ripping in.
I think we have some rapid fire questions coming.
Yeah,
but
with some
before
of
that,
those.
personally, like, do you have a gauge on yourself, like what percentage you're at of like your potential? You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
Where do you think?
Oh, okay.
Where do you think you kind of are?
Good question. Yeah.
Oh, I definitely think my best water polo is ahead of me.
Yeah.
I think when I look at, like, if I'm like super critical of myself from when I was a junior, I definitely got like blinded by the lights of playing against older guys. Like when I think about juniors and I play on someone who was older than me, like in my head it was like, all right, they're older, they're stronger, they're more experienced, and I think I'd go within my shell with that. And then I think I experienced that in Italy, in Spain, and with the national team as well. And I think like I'm getting to that point now. I'm 29. Like
God damn.
if I'm playing on someone, what the hell? Yeah. So like I think I'm at the point where it's like I know my strengths. I know like I'm fucking I'm this fucking big cunt that's like I'm stronger than I think I am. I'm faster than I think I am. Like, all this stuff where it's like I haven't really got an excuse to be timid anymore because I've played enough games at that level and like know my strengths, know my weaknesses. So yeah, like I definitely have some personal goals that I'll keep to myself. I like to keep quiet in terms of like what I want to do and where I want to be, and then until I reach them, and then but I think I'm on track to reach the goals that I've set for myself, and I think I'm going to the right place to reach them.
For sure.
But yeah, like I want to be able to have an impact on every game I play, and I want to be instrumental. I want to do my role. I want to. Yeah. I mean, I think for polo, I want to dominate. I want, there's part of me that wants people to fucking shit themselves because they have to play on me. I want.
Do you reckon we ever see you in the fucking purple, blue, and white in the next 7
How
years?
sound?
Yeah. I mean, fuck. Who knows? Like, I think that when I was in college, it was easier to find scope to come back for finals and stuff. But obviously, when you're in Europe, like, I think that it's at the whim of the schedule, at the whim of the coach. Like, if
we'll
if
do a
he
whip
wants
around,
me,
we'll get you back.
Yeah. If he
Did
wants
Younger
me,
ever come back after Pro Recco?
No. Younger played that season in 2013 or 14, and then I think there was
We'll get Fang on the tickets, mate. Don't worry.
Yeah, it was just like every year it was like he's coming back. Like
Yeah, they said that this year.
yeah, so there might be a bit of that about me, but I think if there's scope for it, but I'm not gonna commit to anything just yet.
All right, we got some quick rapid fire questions.
Shoot.
Five-word answer max maybe on these ones. Who is
That sounds
your
tough.
favorite teammate of all time?
Filippo Peroni.
Fuck you too.
Fuck you. Best goal you've ever scored?
I think in college I scored a triple bar in.
Fuck's sake.
I got a video of it. I'll send it to Craig.
And did you get a
Clip
stiffy?
Yeah. I didn't even know it went triple bar in. The guy was trying not to foul me, and I leant, and it went like bounce near corner, hit post, top post, side post, and went in. The goalie was like, "Fucking where to go?" But I didn't know, like, because I was kind of underwater as it happened, and then like 2 hours after the game, someone was like, "Fuck, that triple bar in was nice." I was like, "Fucking excuse me, cunt." Like,
What?
but,
Would you rather 740 turn on someone, so you spin around them twice, get the foul,
So that's
and get a pen,
Yeah.
or score a 5 meter foul shot, 6 meter foul shot?
The pen one. I'd rather fucking turn some guy twice on his head and then have him no clue where he is and then get the pen.
incorrect answer.
But the answer,
but you don't score the goal because someone else takes
But
the
the
pen.
answer, but my answer for that is it means that one of their guys gets a kick out. So it's like it's helping the team more. Like assuming that the penalty scored, it's both a goal, but in that scenario, like someone's getting excluded.
Favorite pool you've ever played in?
Gotta be Bicton.
Yeah.
Bicton bars,
Yeah.
mate.
Come on.
The most beautiful pool in the world.
Funniest teammate you've ever had?
Funniest teammate I've ever had. Fuck. I always say Jack Collier. Those are throwbacks. Fucking absolute fucking top notch guy and funny cunt as well.
Biggest achievement you're proud of so far?
Biggest achievement, yeah, probably bronze no, fuck that. Probably beating Hungary at the Olympics.
Yeah.
Beating Hungary at the Olympics, like
Or Serbia? What is that, top 3? Probably up there.
yeah,
fucking
I mean, just like that 5-day period where we went Serbia and then France and then Hungary, but like
We're just untouchable.
Was your phone blowing up?
yeah, fuck, like I've never been like a big social media guy, but I think like in that like 2 weeks gained like fucking 500-600 followers. It's pretty nice. Like,
Yeah, Johnny's Instagram DMs were a wild place.
yeah, I can imagine.
Woman or men?
Both.
Both.
One international player you'd love to play alongside, or you haven't yet so far.
One international player I'd love to. I think Shom Vogel, the goalie for FTC. Like from what I've heard,
They're the
he's just
long-haired
like
dude.
he's like one. He's just like top 2-3 goalies in the world. Like best when it comes to penalties. It's like you wouldn't want anyone else. But like 2, I've heard he's just like fucking absolutely lovely guy. Like I've obviously had run-ins with him, and he's always just like the first guy to be like, Luke, how you doing? Like I don't think he owes me that, but it's just like fuck. I think I'd get along great with him. So I think it would be like very calming knowing that he's in the net behind me.
One Fremantle teammate you would take, like you would bring on a night out, like your favorite
Nettie.
person. to bring on a
Nettie.
night out.
That's
Let's
the
go.
fucking easiest question I've ever
And where are
asked
you
in my
going?
life. I'm going, mate, wherever the night takes us.
We're
I don't think we don't get to decide that.
You guys have been on some missions together.
We're going bloody paddling out in the lake.
Yeah.
Beach morning swim or ice bath before a game?
Before a game, fuck.
In the morning, ice bath or beach, yeah.
I'd I'd rather go like fucking just like cold shower, but I wouldn't go for a swim like a beach.
And what's your
swim.
feeling on
Oh
sauna?
no, okay. No, probably beach swim actually. Like just going for a dip, like a bit of body bash, like roll their arms over. Yeah, beach swim.
Would you like to go sauna? And what's your thoughts on it before or after a game?
After for sure. I wouldn't sauna before a game. I feel like that would drain your
seems
energy.
silly.
Yeah.
Sauna after a night out.
Bit hit and miss. You're stranded on an island with one teammate. Who would you pick? Fremantle Mariners wise.
Fremantle Mariners wise. So I'm thinking like Menno. I reckon that guy.
That's such a strong goal. That is such a strong.
I reckon he would be like, all right, we're building a shelter, we're building a fire. Like, all right, like this is a clean body of water. Like
Yeah.
we're getting out of there, you know.
It wouldn't be a cold moment. No.
That's a nice boulder.
Yeah, I reckon for
I
sure.
like that boulder.
Oh, it was great to see him in Bali.
Oh,
We haven't seen him in months.
Well, who'd you go? Who's your call then?
Drew for burn. Lock it
That's
in.
fuck yeah, yeah. Mate,
Wow.
buddy, Drew walks so Menno can run, bro.
Yeah, actually.
Probably go Craig, bro.
Craigo.
Just because I know I'd survive. Because
You reckon?
You have
He'd
to
find his,
survive.
he'd find
None
his
of you know
protein.
how to do anything for yourself.
We have to survive in this house here, mate.
What? Well, your parents
as the-
cook 3 meals for you a day.
My mum says food's ready. You got to get down there or the food's gone.
Imagine saying the food's ready though. What if she says food's not ready?
Yeah, maybe my mum then.
Actually, Ali Bruce would be up there as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, he'd probably fucking kill me before
Never,
day two.
Never a
though.
dull moment.
Yeah.
Favorite alcohol of choice? What brand or beer
Oh,
or liquor?
yeah, probably go. It depends, man.
Henny.
Probably gin and tonic.
Gin and tonic.
Yeah.
Would never guess that.
Wouldn't have guessed it.
What about you, Benetti?
I'm a vodka soda kind of man. Minute on the lips, a lifetime on the hips, mate.
Yeah, I'd agree. I'm probably a vodka soda
But
as well.
gin's one of the healthy ones, though, right?
Yeah, or TSL.
Well, yeah, straight tequila, I'll go.
Yeah.
You
Well,
tequila man or
no, running with thieves, West Coast IPA.
Tequila soda is
Sponsorship.
criminal.
Yeah.
Rue was drinking tequila sodas all seasons. Like, mate, like I was like, oh, I'll try one. Oh, fuck.
Right.
What's wrong with you?
Actually, gross.
Why?
Yeah, I'd rather drink straight tequila than a tequila
Yeah, actually,
soda.
I'd rather do
Yeah.
a shot.
we got 3 closing questions. What advice would you give to a junior player in WA chasing pro or national league dreams?
Don't.
So,
No,
16-year-old.
16-year-old, I mean, I think one, like, work on your strengths. Like, I think obviously you want to round out your game. Like, you want to be able to contribute at all levels. But like, I think you got to realize what you do well and like lean into that. Like, if you're a driver, like, you know, be like absolutely ruthless in your counter attack. Be like always be crafty. Always be trying to find exclusions. Like, find what you do well and then really like define that and like refine it and like turn that into something that's like your weapon and your identity. And then just make the most opportunities presented to you. I think like water polo is probably like internationally, but in Australia, like anywhere, I think it's growing faster than it's ever grown. And I think that, like I said, you have opportunities to go to college, you have opportunities to go to Europe. Like I think even in Australia, like, you know, you have opportunities to make a name for yourself in National League, which all can lead to national team stuff or over to Europe. So just make the most out of opportunities. I think if you look for opportunities, you'll find them.
We asked this to Davis and Gunnell. Who would win in a fight?
Nettie.
Mitch Ainsworth or Joe Case?
Ainsworth. 100% Ainsworth.
But you look at the size difference.
I think Ainsworth's just gonna fucking. He's gonna bite your fucking nipple off or something, bro. He's just like not like you think you've got him, and then all of a sudden like.
Have you heard about that story where Clancy's in a fight in the city, and Mitch Ainsworth was a cop, and Clancy was up against the wall, cops coming, and Mitch Ainsworth just grabs him and says, "Get the fuck out of here."
Yeah.
And if he wasn't there, I think he would have
probably gone to prison. Yeah, man.
Ainsworth
been in the jail.
I've always thought, what about Redbond Cleveland?
Ooh.
Oh, surely it's Cleveland.
You reckon?
I reckon Cleveland's just gonna fucking throw haymakers, and one of them's gonna connect. Meanwhile, Red is
Psycho.
you might get a bit upset at that, but I think it's got to be Cleveland. Mate. I think Cleveland, you're just gonna break your hand punching it.
Yeah.
You heard it here, Redders.
Yeah, fuck.
All right.
Pav thinks you're a bitch.
Final words, Pav, for the Freo fans and Aussie water polo supporters. Any final words?
Oh fuck! Put me on the spot.
Be on the spot.
Can't go real
No,
fast.
no. I think like no. I think one of the coolest things about Paris was like just how many heads we turned, and like had people be like, fuck, like these guys, you know, like not a bunch of amateurs, like they can take it to anyone. So like the amount of support that we've had since then has been like insane, and I never would have thought that as an Australian water polo player we'd have the support that we've had, and like that's off the back of how we did the Olympics, but like the continued support's gonna be awesome. So I appreciate anyone that's ever come up to me and been like, fuck, you're Luke Pavillard, because that's such a foreign thing to me. Like someone being like, can I get your autograph or something? It's like, I'm just like, fuck, man, I just throw a ball. Like, but, so I appreciate any support that we've had, but especially in this last year, it's been awesome. And I think we'll need it going forward. I think you can quite easily underestimate how much of a positive impact that has. So I really appreciate that. And then if there's anyone out there that has the dreams of, you know, ending up where I am now, like chase them, and, hopefully, if there's any way that I can help in some way, like I'll always try and do what I can to help the next generation.
Yeah. Well, that's been the Wharfie Pod episode 4, Luke Pavillard. It was a great episode. Thank you for coming, Luke. It's been a long time coming, and good luck in the future. Good luck in Italy.
Yeah, cheers.
Club Pro Recco.
Or maybe we can run it back for a follow-up episode in the future.
Yeah, we could even do a live stream. Wharfie Pod to the moon. Cheers,
Wharfie
Pav.
Pod to the moon. Cheers, boys.
Cheers, lads.